Where did all the nonces go? Where did all the nonces go? Where did all the nonces go? In 1984. Where did all the nonces go? Where did all the nonces go? Where did all the nonces go? 1984. Where did all the nonces go? Where did all the nonces go? Where did all the nonces go? In 1984. And out. Play on. What does Gary O'Brien call him in this audio? Let's just find it 1 minute.
Good morning, YouTube, and everybody on it. Today, I'm going to be psychoanalyzing a minge waffler. So get yourself ready, get a cup of tea, and we'll start with a bit of music. Alexa, play.
I miss you, mama. I miss you, so I say.
So just to premise or just to overview what we are witnessing here audibly, and you can see the title of the video, Minge Waffler Part 1. You'll hear how it ends and how Part 2 begins. So this is a paedophile online because this is where they went when things were getting hot in the real life. People started catching on. People started realizing that we have a duty of care to children and all the above, you know. So yeah, I won't play through this disgusting intimidation. It's not psychoanalyzing. It's psychologically trying to destroy. Exactly what you're trying to do, psychologically try and destroy, not psychoanalyzing. You've just taken our term that we created well, we didn't create that term, but we used it in this context. So no, Gary. I wonder if can I see if he's turned up if I go at Wavy? He's not in the he's not in the chat in his name. It's unfortunate. Let's see if we've got Babs. Nope. I tagged you both in your post. Get a grip. They having a fucking nap. I know he's fucking coughing to death all the time, and she's just must be worn out. But they're apparently not here in their real accounts. So, well, I say real. So we will play this because it's so important. This is what's all evidence ongoing, and just clutching dirty, horrible man, and can try and show compassion, but it's obviously I feel for you, I pity you. It's pitiful. And I actually thought this, Kaylee, I thought actually the amount that there used to be about, and people just actually being more sensible, like actually having some self-awareness about them than these fucking idiots. I think actually probably there would be at least one that probably has handed themselves into the police by now. I thought about that just about half an hour ago. I thought actually, with how he is behaving, I think they're. I wouldn't be. I would suggest that they've at least. Well, there's definitely some course of action that people have taken to distance themselves from this, to say the least. But yeah, exactly. So, where are we?
Of myself. So okay. Psychoanalysis. Classic. Gramps Morgan. Where Has Mama Gone? Fantastic tune. So, psychoanalyzing, is it really? All right. Well, Kaylee has apparently put some videos up of myself, Velivision, my brother from another mother.
That's the one. Did we all catch that, everybody?
Kaylee has apparently put some videos up of myself, Velivision, my brother from another mother.
I could just happily play that on loop all day long. But obviously we've only got so much time. But it's just so poignant. It just explains what's happened here in this filthy paedophile, child abuse, all of just torture of good human beings. Anyone who tries to speak up for tortured children, abused children, silenced children, actually murdered children as well. Yeah, okay. Here we are. Let's just carry on.
Put some videos up of myself, Velivision, my brother from another mother. But she's put them on Rumble. I don't know what Rumble is. I can't be asking and having a look. She's put all the links on her channel. If you would like to go and have a look, give her a review. Now, yesterday, now we've had a little bit of grief with Kaylee over the past couple of weeks. I've been actually in Alcudia for a few days. And I was online, to be fair. I listened to Jupiter giving Dan Taligan 10 battles. Yeah, it was good. It was a nice break. I'm going away again very shortly. But anyway, over the past 2 weeks or so, Kaylee.
Yeah, wouldn't be so sure of yourself there, Gary, but you know, you're going to do what you are going to do for now. I've just looked up where Alcubia is. Spain, for a few days, and he's going away again. So whether this is even true, that's beside the point. That's well possible. I mean, almost likely, but it's even not. It's just this bullshitting, intimidation, making out he's not shitting himself and actually should be handing himself in, and just dealing with the consequences right now and just getting sober with. But he's just going to carry on for the time being. We'll see.
I don't know why she ain't got none, but she ain't got any Wi-Fi. And what this is doing, what this has done for me, anyway, is just show what addiction can do to somebody who's already a bit fucking nuts. You with me? I'm trying to cut down on my swearing, but sometimes that's why I've called her a minge waffler instead of the see you next Tuesday waffler. Trying to do better with my language. So, what the fuck was I on about? Oh, yeah. Yesterday, we was having Kaylee was doing a live stream and then accusing everybody of
Zero self-sniffing awareness. Zero. Or just doesn't, just doesn't care about himself, how he sounds to others, just total delusional.
Stalking her. You're here 24/7. No, listen, love, you strike up a live stream. People want to watch, they're entitled to watch and comment if you don't block them. So we move on from there. No, it was all going
Play this
extremely
artist's
well.
most popular album, Just Say. Play
Yes,
the
thank
top
you,
album by
Alexa.
Sam Smith.
So, anyway, Kaylee was taken to sitting outside the back of the library, the train station, as fucking Weatherspoons or something. I can't remember the other place. Now, I phoned the library because she was showing images of me and calling me a paedophile. So I got her ass smacked, in the library. But fuck, she's sitting outside the back. I ain't going to stress the mad cow, you know what I mean? Because it's quite entertaining. And at this point in time, I am only here for the crack. You with me? I don't give a fuck what this mad bastard says about me anymore. Everybody on God's earth knows she's a mad bastard.
Incorrect. And one huge sniff after that one.
Listen, even Jupiter and them, I bet you're all regretting giving this woman.
Even Jupiter, the one that was really, really helpful at some point, like really, like there was top of the helpful list was she, Gary. Is this even Jupiter, the one that was like closest and most supportive and like really went out her way to actually like go forth with the information she found out and everything like that? Do you mean, Gary? Yeah, that Jupiter, Michaela on the Avosa.
Any fucking time at all. Yeah, go and check out her channel. She's got loads of evidence. Listen, that's come back to bite you lot in the fucking arse, isn't it? But
at this point is actually very poignant as well, because it was only in her own selfish interests, in hindsight, as much as we tried giving her the benefit of any suspicion around her, that it was just to try and defend her own back, is because you paedophiles were silencing her and you succeeded with her because she is all these negative traits of just bowl over, just sit on your ass. I'm too lazy to do anything. No, I'm just going to join in. I'm just going to join them. I'm even till just a week ago, I'm still going to put Gary O'Brien's comment on the screen on my channel, like, just because I think it was against Ricky Freeman of Dead Cunt Hut, Life Hut, as he names it. They also destroyed Ricky Freeman ability to actually do the right thing, because he is a weak person and doesn't care enough about others, and he killed over like a lazy, selfish cunt that doesn't pay any attention or give a shit about any other sentient beings, really, as far as I can tell, than himself, even though he may profess to about children, just so he can try and fit in with a certain political narrative, or he's got genuine insecurities, fears, and he's being brainwashed, or whatever the case is. Michaela's, she's another level of fear-based, fear-based selfishness. I don't know what you call it. Attention whoring, obviously, a lot of it. I mean, Ricky Freeman, definitely attention whoring like crazy. He loves. It's failed. He's the only one that really would brazenly even say about the numbers, and so self-unaware that he would accuse others of trying to get numbers, when he even openly saying about his own, like, laughing about how much numbers he was getting, and this, just so many details to expose this whole shit show.
But I've still got no time for doxing Jupiter's home address. Jupiter's got children in her house, which Kaylee.
Oh, you're really looking out for this, Michaela, aren't you? You're all in her best interests. All so sincere, aren't you, Gary?
Doesn't give a fuck about. Kaylee doesn't give a fuck about anybody's children, and I'm going to prove that right now. This is where I'm saying that addiction is at the front of Kaylee's problem. I would never, ever sit at the back of a library begging, you know what, using public. It's fucking mad, and sit in your fucking house, get some data, and sit in your fucking house. You're sitting around like a fucking homeless person using Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, to call people names on YouTube.
I did try. He slipped up a bit more here of his. Let us really feel his true feelings, didn't you? And what's really infuriating you is how dedicated to our work we are. And you don't need to know any of the details as to why exactly we're in certain situations. Pip Clutcher can call me skint every day if he wants. Maybe true, maybe not. There may be other parameters and reasons, aspects that are occurring as to why we have technical challenges. So your assertions and just bullshit made up paedophile protecting and self clutching prick self. Carry on.
And to get your message across that absolutely no cunt is listening to. You've come in trying to glory hunt on the COVID shit. Listen, I'm just going to go through one today. I'm going to psychoanalyze Minge Waffler on this point alone today. Another mother.
Oops. And this is why what's it doing? Fuck's sake. This is why nobody's here silencing and abusing us, because nobody's listening to us. Is that what you think? Nobody wants to listen to us, so you all have to be here to try and destroy the nothing that nobody wants to listen to. Make it make sense, lads, as team leader Kaylee motto is. Make it make sense, lads. You can't.
Right, yesterday was going all fucking fantastically well. Up until Danny Jones threw a spanner in the works. Boy, pointing out the obvious in Jupiter's.
Fuck's sake. Sorry, I'm not used to this playback. I paused it here before.
Tom.
So it does various things. So you're calling him Danny Jones, aren't you? Wavy, as you said in a previous video, trying to destroy Kaylee's mental state. You said, and you don't even know our names, or you know our names are Wavy. I think you said AJ. You might have even said unlisted. And Danny Jones. Like I don't know. It's just not even worth trying to give it any credence, any credibility, this whole spiel. So I'll just let the rest probably play through now, actually.
Has got a solicitor. Why would Tom need a solicitor or anything? Pointing out the obvious alone today. Right, yesterday was going all fucking fantastically well. Up until Danny Jones threw a spanner in the works. Boy, pointing out the obvious, that Kaylee doesn't know if her children have been inoculated against COVID or anything. So just think about that for a moment, all of you people who have got any family members. Kaylee doesn't know. She can't find out either. She's allowed no contact. And she's trying to say, now this is from her own mouth, Tom has got a solicitor.
Yeah, but you're making up that things from what you're hearing, and you're putting it together from what you want to make out of it, and it is not the case. So whatever you just said here, has got no contact. She has, but she has certain scenarios that we don't even need to discuss with you. And that was 5 years ago that the solicitor happened, when the children were at school during COVID. So you're just piecing together. So I don't even need to really address it, but just to express that he's just trying to make a trying to make ammo out of anything they can get their hands on, and it's just showing yourselves up. It's just showing you up.
But Kaylee doesn't know. She can't find out either. She's allowed no contact, and she's
That was it. You fucking horrible cunt. You just made that up. She's allowed no contact either. So shut the fuck up. We're coming for you, Gary.
she's trying to say, now this is from her own mouth. Tom has got a solicitor. Why would Tom need a solicitor if he wasn't in court? He wouldn't need a solicitor to hang about with him at the car.
I will just keep interrupting because she has explained this so many times, and because you just hear what you want to hear and run with it, and you're not here a lot of the time, or you leave the other paedophiles to do it because you're obviously shitting it all the time, and you can't bear to be hearing all the truth all the time. So you just come along and just try and keep your delusion running, don't you?
Boot sale. Or go fucking picking stinging nettles or bin diving. You have a solicitor to go to court to remove your children because they were unsafe with that. I don't know what. Listen, and that was a revelation to me. I didn't know all.
Because you just made it up. That's why you didn't know it, because you just made it up. But not being safe with her. Yes, they're due to paedophiles and various other parameters. Nothing to do with Kaylee. And she made the decision to allow them to be in a safer environment while we get this job done. And I just assume you actually know this. I'm just covering this for anybody else listening. Of this lying paedophile is just spewing shit through everything he says. He's got no grounding in reality because he is just a clutching paedophile.
This because you had been for over 2 years blaming me, Danny Jones, AJ, Eric's crack bitch for having your children have to be put in a safe place. What a load of minge waffle that was.
He just called Brian Leroy Hansford. He named somebody. He's referring to a man here, another innocent man apparently, an actual real person you're describing, and you called him Eric's crack bitch. Where are you going to make this make sense, Gary? Danny Jones isn't his real name. AJ is 2 letters. It could be an abbreviation for Adam something, but for now we just call him AJ. Yes, a lot of the time. He claims to have changed his name at least twice. This is a very dangerous situation which we are going to sort out also.
It turns out you've been denied access because you're a terrible person.
You fucking wish, don't you?
And the thing behind it all is YouTube glory.
This is Gary's explanation for the whole thing.
5,000 or so followers you had on Facebook, and I think that's where the fucking problem lies. You are mad for this social media glory. You are, to the point where you've sacrificed everything you ever had. When I first saw this girl, this woman, she had her children with her. She had a family home. She had a car. She had a husband. Since that time, and now she's sitting behind a public library, and at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning, she's sitting in train stations just to be able to get online, just to be able to engage in social media.
You bullshitter. You total absolute bullshitter. Fucking unreal.
People, are you listening? This is what I'm up against. So I've I haven't given up on barracking this bitch. Every chance I get, I'll be in there pointing out the facts because I don't want anybody getting any idea. And even if you need to use this person, do
Every chance you get, Gary. We've been doing this for years, and every now and then you toddle along with a little outburst. You could be doing this every day if you were really trying to come back at us with anything of sort of substance. But it would just show you up every day more than you already are doing it on these rare occasions, hey? But you still just felt like doing it anyway.
not use this person. Jupiter found out to her detriment. Yeah?
She tried using her, good use of word there, eventually, accidentally, or inadvertently, I should say.
Since Telegon left you, you've lost the plot a little bit. You've got with the that fella there with the inverted bollocks, who, by the way, is not allowed by children anywhere near children. He can't go to his own parents' house.
I heard him stomp his foot then. Well, I mean, what does it even mean, someone that's got inverted bollocks? What's that? Is that really going to, like, make somebody stop trying and rescue children and get, like, I mean, I say try, succeed. We're going through with this. You best get out sooner than later. You know, you'll be treated with a little bit more dignity through the courts if you just hand it over.
Because there are children in there oftentimes. Not allowed by children anywhere near children. He can't go to his own parents' house because there are children in there oftentimes.
Just making up lies himself.
You disgust me. You absolutely disgust me. And every time I want to take to social media and roast you, I'll just switch my phone on, engage my data, and boss jobs are good. I don't have to go and sit behind the fucking library or sit in the fucking bin down at the train station, freezing to death, so I can titillate my fucking internet boyfriend with children talking about fucking the sex act and that. That's not me, Kaylee. That's you. That's what you're doing. You're doing this day in and day out. There's none of that content.
Well, that was disturbing, to say the least. Hear him. He did sound like he was. There's that horrible joke, sweating like a paedophile in a nursery, isn't there? Sadly, you did sound a bit. Yeah, it's tragic. It's terrible to even think what goes through your head when you clearly got a sad addiction to this, and you need to stop him.
On my channel, there never would be. There's none of it in my life. There never.
Oh, see, look, this is just psychology 101. He's so adamant that he would never play this material that he's saying is. I think he goes on to describe just quickly how the judge said that it was titillating to people watching. But just listen to his tone of voice here, changes. He's describing all this.
Day out, there's none of that. So I can titillate my fucking internet boyfriend with.
Oh, you're getting that, everybody. You hear how his voice his heartbeat risen a bit.
Children talking about fucking the sex act and that. That's not me, Kaylee. That's you. That's what you're doing. You're doing this day in and day out. There's none of that content on my channel. There never would be. There none.
On the pause channel, yeah, on that channel, you haven't got any material exposing child abuse, and you haven't got any of your private material that you would put up on your channel. Have you, Gary?
None of it in my life. There never would be.
Just to be sure, he's just clarifying every angle. There'd be none of it in his life, and there never would be. Everybody hearing this, definitely sounds very, very true and honest. This man to anybody? No, me neither. What the fuck was that?
There never would be. There none of it in my life. There never would be. Listen, this is funny now.
No, it's not.
It's funny, but
No,
this is my point about this woman today. The point I'm making today is the long and short of it. I think the mental health aspect of this is a front by Kaylee. I think it's a defense. No.
And then somehow he managed to end the recording there by accident. I'd say somehow, but obviously he was. It's tragic. I mean, we're interacting with real life people with a disease, a paedophilic disease, and I'm just going to try and just keep it objective to it's a disease. These people are suffering. They don't want to be afflicted by this. Obviously, it's illegal. It's an illegal disease, so that's why they then have to, they don't feel comfortable enough to be able to get it seen to and stuff. And obviously, it's an addiction-based disease as well. So it's like, all these aspects are going to be, discussed and explained along the. But here we go, part 2. So it starts with another psychological abuse tactic attempt. Weak, stupid, horrible, nasty, vile cunt. But again, he's got a disease, so bless and feel sorry for you, horrible cunt. But you're very compos mentis to try and destroy others' lives to try and keep your disease from being cured. So, compassion quite low at this stage.
From Luke. Okay, thank you for that. Chirper, cheap. So anyway, as I was saying, Kaylee's mental state.
I mean, sorry to keep you interrupting, but the brazenness that he even uploaded that first part to the video after that most self fucked up end, and he still went ahead with it. He's just lazy. You're a lazy, fucking, stupid paedophile, Gary. And thank you for it. And the angels and the demons are all working together to help you get out of this. So more love to your angels, more fuck off, destroy your demons. The angels are going to overpower your demons and they are going to help you walk to the police station before you get beaten alive, stabbed up, strangled, kicked to the ground and stamped on. Whatever happens, Gary, you're better off to whatever's coming. Or the police will probably not fucking treat you very well. Either way, it's going to be quite traumatic. The sooner you can hand yourself in, it's going to be less traumatic either way. But either way, the police or the public are definitely coming for you 100%.
I believe that most of that is a defense mechanism for when she's confronted by the authorities. She just talks, she can be quite lucid, but when the pressure's on, she can talk a million miles an hour and just deflect and, obscure from the real things that are happening. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it's been a heavy week this week. The world's gone to shit a little bit again. So I'm just, me, Danny West and AJ and everybody have been blamed for the state of the world. So I'm taking a day off from destroying the world just to destroy the minge waffler. So, as I said yesterday, Kaylee had a fucking conniption about this question that was posed by Danny Jones. And because of that, I learned a few more truths about Kaylee, but this is not today's topic. Today's topic is the extreme addiction to social media that this woman has. It's what time is it now? About 10:30 or thereabouts. By the time I was getting ready to take my dog for a walk this morning, she'd done 3 streams from behind the library. This woman's fucking desperate.
No, they're not 3 streams, are they, Gary? They are Babs's profile hearing, which I won't play in this one because it's the same videos that we've that just cover Katie's work at certain periods of time, and the song that Babs became a character for. Yeah, these and the children's testimony videos, just to reiterate what Babs is covering up. I can only assume knowingly at this stage, because I honestly don't believe somebody can be that compass mentis, remember as many details as to what's happened to her and what's happened on these YouTube streets, and still cannot piece together children's testimony. So I'm saying that she is involved in a paedophile ring, and I gather she's probably... she comes across as maybe one that's not been born into it, that maybe she has just got involved in a cult or through drugs, or she's been compromised some way or the other. But it's still possible that she's just being like groomed by this paedophile ring, and somehow thinks that AJ, Lucifer, Adam Lashbrook, Unlisted, Eric's crack bitch, Brian Leroy Hansford, brackets Eric, Danny Hoax, Happenstance, cunt, Lyndon Warden, and this lovely, horrible, fake, fucking deceiver, paedophile Gary O'Brien are somehow nicer people than me and Kaylee. So, or Kaylee and I think is the right way to say it in English. Kaylee and I. So, that's Babs for you. So she has got a little bit more investigation to find out how about she ended up here. And then we've got on Adam's opening, quite a few of them turned up for this one. It was only 14 minutes and 10 seconds long, but yeah, quite a few turned up live for this one. Even Helen, she's started calling back around again. And I got a screenshot of her picture here, and very close up, so I know exactly what she looks like now. But she's reported to the online child exploitation police, which will be good. We actually, I'm sure we've told them about this at certain top points in time, but there could be some switch. It could be some switches in management, and like you might draw some good attention to this. There's nothing you're going to do to expose either of us. I don't know what your intentions are, trying to kind of make out you're doing it. You've reported her to there. I mean, it's just evidence of child abuse that we're exposing, so I'm not sure what you're getting out there. So there are loads of comments. Well, actually, I'm going to play the comments of the ones of him on Clyde's was the best. Here we are. Oh, look, yeah, more sharing of the Hampstead hoax and no evidence of anything. It's just total bullshit. Just through and through bullshit every day. Where was it? He's so shitting himself over these case files. Your case file bullshit is just that. Nothing but bullshit. And this is Adam here. Clearly a very unwell specimen of a man. You're only making a fool of yourself, Kaylee. Everyone is laughing at how stupid you are. That was just the one that got me. I was just like, yeah, that shows me just how shitting himself is, because we know what's happened in this arena and what is actually going on as to everybody shitting themselves because what they got involved in with you, and you somehow they fell for you because they're also fake and all such liars, and liars are very easily deceived generally because depending on how much they put themselves out with like what they are, how much information they're aware of. But if they go in it totally ignorant and totally self-absorbed, rather than with an agenda and a mission like yourselves to destroy others and manipulate an area, but if they just go in for their own ego stroking, attention seeking bullshit, they're very, very easily deceived because they're just deceiving people in the first place, so they have no real stuff to ground stand on. And then we've got this one, is awesome. Cleon Millwood. This one, we made sure he saw the testimony of the videos that he silenced again. Good little bit of material there. Paedophile protector scumbag. And here's the man that he made a joke about going for lunch with. The man who traffics children out and murders babies, Ricky Dearman. And here's what it is. I'm going to play this one on my channel just so I've got it for the record as well. And Cleon says that he never came to Kaylee first, and that we were just tracing him and just begging his attention. But he came over to her channel after finding out about, after wondering why this character Adam was abusing Kaylee on his channel when she wasn't even there, I believe it, majority of the time, if not the whole time. So he came over to see what's going on about this Kaylee that everyone was just abusing. That he then joined in for, but he just felt like, there seems to be a good bit of material, bit of content, eh? Let out his anger towards his own mum or something. I don't know.
Hello?
Hi, are you alright?
You hear me, yeah? Well, go on. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I think this is the first time we've spoken direct, definitely to each other one-on-one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. I just wanted to catch up on what's the beef and all that, guys.
Man, this is such a long story. This goes back years now. See, I don't know if you can kind of grasp the vibe in the chat right here. You see these blokes. See, I don't know how much you know about some of these characters. I've kind of had to figure out as I've gone along. But there's a group of these people have been trolling me for years. And it seems to have stemmed from, well, it has stemmed from a certain situation. But the thing is, they run around as though I'm talking about it all the time and I'm not, because they're trying to cover something up. But they've made such a mess of it.
Brother bought a coconut, he bought it for the time. His sister had another one, she paid it for the lime. She put the lime in the coconut, she drank and poured up. She put the lime in the coconut, she drank and poured up. Called the doctor, woke him up and said, ain't there nothing I can take? I said, no.
I love this one. This is actually the solicitor, or whatever his name would, whatever the title would be, that Kaylee had support her at the beginning of figuring out what she could do lawfully to pursue this. And what a beautiful, it's just what a beautiful image. It's funny because I think he's based in America as well, but he's used the English copper. Oh, this is like I don't know when the book's from, but it's this was probably like home created rather than AI. Definitely before AI and stuff. It's a brilliant image. Powerful, isn't it? Images are so powerful. It's very clever to use certain images and words. Words when they're numbered in order and with reason, with good intention. Even guns have their place, seeing as they do exist. Hey, they can be used for no, well, maybe we'll just put. Obviously, that's just a scenario that happened. That was part of Kaylee's abuse, actually, that she even was in that place in Israel. So this is just a chance photo that she had to utilize now at this stage. And here's a very sick man, sick man. We'll just pray for. We'll just say a little prayer for Adam Lashbrook, Cleon Millwood's bro, Gary O'Brien's brother from another mother. Which Cleon? This is Cleon's profile here. So here he actually turned into a coconut, and we'll just play out this bit actually because this is really cool.
Put the lime in the coconut and call me in the morning. I'll tell you what to do. If you call me in the morning, I'll tell you what to do. If you call me in the morning, I'll tell you what to do. If you call me in the morning, I'll tell you what to do. If you call me in the
Okay, for the record, we are kicking off. This is the first case file open. I'll do as many as I can be asked to do this morning, but let me just have it very clear. I am super duper fucking angry at the moment. I'm really struggling with my emotions right now, and I'm just literally using myself to try and get across to you what is going to be the general reception for you fucking scumbags and what you've done and what you're doing to me 24/7. And when I say what you're still doing to me, there's still a handful of you still doing it 24/7, but still there's lots and lots and lots that were complicit, have been complicit, and are just trying to pretend that nothing fucking happened. And again, it's not just about Kaylee, is it? It's about the whole fucking planet. So we're not going to just waltz along anymore pretending like nothing ever fucking happened, because a lot's fucking happened and we're going to deal with it, and people are going to be held to account, like Cleon Millwood here. So consider this the first case file open. I'm not looking for viewers right at this point in time, peeps. Okay, so all of you, oh, there's only 6 people watching, there's only 8 of us watching. There's yeah, you're watching because I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I'm still doing it, and you're shitting yourselves as you fucking should be. So Cleon Millwood, this is your case file open, you fucking coconut cunt. And the fact you even went live with that shit, you've only just made me more angry. Okay, so no fucking mercy at all, no mercy. This is number 1 done. Okay, and you can go and ask AJ for some backup now, because obviously it's you and AJ against the fucking world, Cleon Millwood. I hope it was fucking worth it. Congratulations, you fucking coconut cunt.
So that was an example of what Gary is calling a stream. This is these are just short laying down a process, and this is Inti Minty. Yeah, she explained really well actually about the abuse. Oh, my mistake. Sorry, I didn't press. I forgot to press the. So which one was I sharing? Sorry, I meant to switch over to this one. This one was really important as well.
So just for the record, for anybody who's been paying attention, I mean, Jake's thought that this might be Clyde Stanhope. I've gone well past even giving a flying fuck who's who at this point in time over their interaction. You just get to know them anyway, and it just becomes apparent. So I don't feel the need to even guess myself. If it's very natural to do that, I did that for years, but at this point, I literally don't need to, because you're all part of the same entity, which is not of God, not of good, not of the law, however you want to term it or phrase it. You're the anonymous person that's trying to use very old and tired and exposed, might I add, MK Ultra style techniques on people that are just a bit too wise for it. So it's not ever going to work. You've just now put yourself on record on Wallace Hoogley's case file. Okay, so this is just what's going to happen. So I'm going to end this one now, so I'm just going on to the next one. But you're an anonymous person telling me, a very organized and calm and collected compos mentis person who knows exactly what I'm fucking doing and not been stopped by any authorities. In fact, I've had my hand shook a few times and a good few nudge, nudge, nod, nod, wink, winks. All of this is going on a lot of the time. I'm good at reading between the lines. You lot very much are not very good at doing that. In fact, you're trying to write the lines as though we can't read the lines and in between the lines, which is just really counterproductive at this point. But again, crack on. It's brilliant stuff. So just as we go along, the more people, in fact, actually in Team Minty, you haven't had a character profile, but then I'm not sure that you're another individual person. I don't believe you are at this point in time. So I'm just going to let you crack on. If you just want to show up and drop shit all through the case files as they're opened, you go right.
See, the fact that they even bother writing these things, I'm not trying to do that to you at all. It just begs belief, as they say. It's just futile, and it's just a sad sort of scenario that that more authorities haven't taken over by now, but it's coming. It's just inevitable. So I guess, should I play this one out for a minute? Yeah, I'll play this one out and then jump to Gary O'Brien's for the O'Brien. Just try and get it right. But yeah, dangerous, horrible, gaslighting, attempting, psychological abusing, paedophile and paedophile protecting, attempting, failing, Gary O'Brien. And we'll just finish his after, and then we'll go back to his audio. And then, Kaylee, I will go through my my little trial run of my my presentation that I'm working towards of your streams, and this was the beginning of it, was playing his audios as well, because it shows so much. But yeah, you get on with any work that you need to do as well, and do your own live if you had something you wanted to do as well and stuff. But I can just do a little practice with which is again, because I know I'll eventually re-record it, but because you can see the recording software I mentioned before, you will see my recording software pop up for it a few times
ahead, because all that's going to do is give me more evidence to give to YouTube to back up the notion that they really need to just, Google the Norwich Farmer's Soul, right? Really, otherwise it's just going to end up, it's all going to be with courts and everything, and then we're going to have to put more judges on notice, and all. It's just going to get messier and messier because it's all already there in law. So you're going to be exposed for who you actually are. So if you want to carry on providing evidence in real time, carry on. That's absolutely fine by me. So okay, I'm sure I'll see you at the next one. I'm not sure who it's going to be yet. And here we are. See, talking about my children. Now, who are these people? All day, every day. All day, every day. And people wonder why I'm really fed up at this point in time. And I literally don't give a flying fuck what needs to happen to stop people from being able to do this kind of shit to innocent people. In fact, not even just innocent people that really did take quite a battering to have the courage to try and do what was correct and right to protect their children and other people. So as much as you upset me with your words, because obviously I'm a human being and that's the entire intention and point, isn't it? So what choice do I have? I can either kill myself, as you wish that I do, or go mad or kill somebody else or whatever. You wish all of these things. I will do one of them so that then I'm taken out of the game. Okay, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take the abuse and the pain for as long as it takes until something else kills me. And I'm going to document it all so that the rest of the world will soon enough see exactly what the fuck has happened here and why people just pretending they can't see anything doesn't work out for everybody's benefit in the long run at all, does it? So on that note, yeah, you're not though. You're trying to do the reverse psychology, gaslighting. I'm just going to pretend I'm your friend. No, we're very wise to your shit, very wise. And as you can hear now, my voice, I'm getting very fucking angry. So the people like Rebecca Elizabeth Penman, Cleon Millward, Michaela Oniovosa, Luke Horan, okay, these cunts, the people that we know, I can see their faces when I'm getting this angry. So you just remember that as you're getting me more and more and more angry. Remember whose faces I can actually see in my head and whose faces are going to be there for the public. See you at the next one.
Yeah, see, this just goes without saying. Everything was just laid down there. It's just this person is just surreal levels of clutching, trying. It's just the worst gaslighting attempts ever, and it's just horrible.
Where did all the nonsense go? And waited to open our.
And this was Gary's comment on the, I think it was on Cleon's, on the first one that was uploaded. It's just so tragic, so tragic. And this is what they're covering up. And then again, this is just to reiterate what they're covering up. And then it's to reiterate the law, to reiterate who it is, that's this person in real life that thankfully we've got the information on.
So these are going to be short and sweet. This is Gary O'Brien's case file open, who was already there within minutes for the first one, just to say shite, because this is what these nonces have done for years on end. Now, forgive me if I sound a bit flat today. I'm completely fucking out of steam, and all of these people need to be fucking dealt with. Scumbag, paedophile, supporting, if not paedophiles themselves, pieces of shit, who have allowed, if not been very, very explicitly complicit in the destruction of fucking humanity, the planet, so many people's individual lives. You are sickening and you deserve every fucking thing that you get. So anybody got any information, links or whatnot on Gary O'Brien, drop them in the comments. Fuck you, you cunt.
You are broke from behind the library. This woman's fucking desperate. Absolutely desperate. And it's a good job that you are broke. Otherwise, you would be a fucking smackhead. You must have an addictive nature. Is this what your family were fighting against for all these years? Although, to be fair, listen, the Anabs are a fucking strange fruit anyway, man. Listen, trust me. Yeah, and I've seen you blame your fucking mum and dad for your condition as well now. Generational fucking MK Ultra. You're turning into a bit of a power Disney. It's all been done before, Kayla. So I think the best thing you can do is wrap it up, wrap your shit up from beyond the library. Try and find some dignity. Have a dig around in one of your fucking veg gardens. See if you can find some dignity and a bit of fucking self-respect. Listen, I know, listen, people, I know she's low-hanging fruits, but as long as this bitch is putting my photograph online and calling me names, when I feel like it, I'll have a pop on her. It's not a big thing to me now, honestly. Rumble, don't even know what it is, so not affected at all. And I doubt whether anybody else gives a shit anyway. All you are at this point, Kaylee, is a lol cow. I think you need to suck that up. You know what I mean? You're boring loco as well. I started to watch a guy called Danny G. He's from around this man, apparently. I've never heard of him. Nobody I know knows him. But he was funny at one point, but it's gone really fucking boring now. He's gone golf mad and all that shit. And he just sits around feeling fucking sorry for himself. A bit of a lightweight Kaylee, if you know. So I've given up on him. He's fucking boring me to death.
Just because I know this Darren G is, he went around promoting stopping people getting in gangs. What was he saying? It was something like "say no to knives," "save a life," something a knife, lives over knives, or something like that. It was, yeah, it seems like a nice person if he's well, he's got out of gangs and prison and stuff. So if anyone who Gary is going to try and put down is obviously doing something good for the community. You inverted, what do you call me? Inverted testicle. You inverted brain, inverted heart, inverted words. You attempted deceiver. You failed deceiver. Thankfully, terrible at lying, terrible at acting, terrible at breathing, and you're finished, Gary. Terrible at writing letters, terrible at intimidating, terrible at pretending that you didn't just say that you were going to bring somebody out of their house on a stretcher, claim that the other people were actually the ones threatening the other person's family. It's just so stupid, it's ridiculous.
Boring. You are extremely fucking boring. It's the same thing every fucking day. Not even every day. Every stream is the fucking same. So I'll give you fair warning. Means what?
So there we can take from that she's far from boring, very interesting and full of information, and that every stream is not the same.
Knock the nonsense shit on the head, or I shall be making phone calls to my friend at the library and my friend at the train station. Okay?
Friend, we can just assume that they're not his friend.
So you can, I don't give a fuck what you say on your videos. Just don't say it about me. And stop playing those children's videos. Listen, Judge Justice Palfrey said it best. These videos are used to titillate paedophiles in a roundabout way, she said. And you know it. So, knock it on the head. And what do you think? Listen, people, just general people in the public, switch onto your channel by accident. It must be by fucking accident. Wouldn't be by design. And they see all these.
Just for this last 30 seconds, last 27 seconds, but I'll just go back 20 seconds again just to show how it seems like maybe some higher forces actually attacked you at that last point when you really just stepped over the mark, Gary, trying to silence children's testimony directly regarding the children this time again. Hey,
onto your. These videos are used to titillate paedophiles in a roundabout way, she said. And you know it. So, knock it on the head. And what do you think? Listen, people, just general people in the public, switch onto your channel by accident. It must be by fucking accident. Wouldn't be by design. And they see all these things that you're putting out there with these children talking sexually. And what do you think that they think of you? Straight away, their first impression. Oh, wait. I'll tell you what they think. This woman is titillating paedophiles.
He did, didn't he? You're saying that they'd stumble across your videos, but it can't be by design. Could just die. Could just die, couldn't you, Gary? Just hurry up and die, mate, if you're not going to hand yourself in.
End of chat. Right now, that's. Tell you what they think. This woman is titillating paedophiles. End of chat. Right now, that's.
This is just too much, man. It shouldn't be funny, but look at it. He cut himself off halfway between a word again.
That is a right now. That's
Look, that's what
is titillating paedophiles. End of chat. Right now, that's
what, Gary. Don't leave us hanging. Don't leave us hanging like little fruit that you think we are, that you're just picking off and just getting all this succulent joy from. So here's my. Here we are.
Okay, but actually, Jake, well, I may as well. Yeah, do you know what? I may as well just say now. I don't think. Bear with me, sorry. There's no one else here, is there? Even though I hadn't seen that comment from Pips.
Oh, this was just about the when we were just formulating how the things were going to go up, and now they started going up. So this is all awesome. But this was just to show. I'm just showing various people what me and Kaylee have been forced into doing. So it's just the process. So I just thought I'd start with this bit. It's just I got a good sign from the higher guides to record these 2 streams of the 10th of this month. The 2 streams that she did on that day, because they just showed so much. But this intro was not that important for us now, but it was just it was really cool, just a nice starting point for my parents, for the police, for all the people.
I mean, this has all gone on. It is all going on. Gaza is all going on. Okay, loads of shit is always going on. And what, just because the media and people on YouTube decides to fuck about and lie through their teeth, what we're just supposed to just pretend that life's not going on then, just so that you can all get your fucking dick sucked and all your perks and everything. No. And this is, as far as I'm concerned, our social media, the media, advertising, entertainment, it's all just one and the same. It's all say but it's so is the church and the banks and the schools, and it's all one and the same bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all of it at the moment is bullshit. So that's why I'm going backwards through the churches, and I'm just going to go straight to the people that get fucking paid to speak in the name of God, because that's where I can fucking challenge people, and with the law and with God's law at that as well. And I can definitely call people out to their faces if they're fucking making money out of what's going on in Israel, especially people like me getting tortured. I can fucking say that to people's faces. Trust me. And if you lot can fucking rock up to my church whenever you feel like it, I can sure as fuck walk into any other church that I choose to. All right, so that's just pretty much what's going to happen. If people want to join me, they can join me. Brilliant. We'll get the job done a lot fucking quicker. But to be fair, I'm used to doing shit on my own, so I'm not really going to think twice about it. But I mean, I'm not on my own now anyway. I'm not on my own. I think, to be fair, just a lot of people are just fucking sick of it all. They're just sick of it all. When they realise that the law is there, it's in the churches, it's all there, it's all in black and white. And if people like me hadn't been shut up years ago and abused for all of these years, then more than likely a lot of the shit could have been, avoided. So that's again why we're at the point where I don't give a flying fuck anymore about who gets what, because they deserve it now. After all of this time, everybody's had more than enough warnings, more than enough time to repent, whatever, hand yourselves in, just step away from the shit. But if people like Babs are going to carry on and then carry on being Rome Kayla, who literally is still, the delusion is off the scale. It's off the fucking scale. It's going to be pointed out very clearly to the rest of the world who aren't going to appreciate it. I mean, I don't know who's going to, unless somebody's got perks out of this situation, which to be fair, there's not many people now, is it, that's left here that are still involved. There's maybe 100 watching her, and I'm sure most of it's out of sheer panic, because most of them are advertised anyway. So what have we got? Oh, wait on a second. Actually, just for the comedic value. Yes, I'm at a train station. Can you hear? Oh, no, it's not a small one. It's a long one, but it's not only carriages on. I bet that sounds really cool, actually. You hear the difference? When the carriages are on, now it's got some more things on it. Get noisy. I know, it's just the engines in the first one, isn't it, obviously? Yeah, it's the engine that was making the noise. I don't know how trains work. They freak me out, to be fair. You don't know what's in these containers, do you? To be honest, like so many people are smuggled. It just makes me really uncomfortable that there could be potentially lots of lives, you know, animals, all sorts of things being transported. But anyway, testing. Yeah. So, right. So anyway, back.
And yeah, I put it at about just over 1.5 speed because it's over 1.5 hours already, even at 1.5 speed. And there was a lot to go through. And this was me not skipping through a few bits as well, just some of the songs and stuff a little bit. So it's just so much important stuff in this one. It really was just ram-packed with, I would say, really a finale of this, because we're on to this next chapter now of actually opening the case files, and we've given everybody enough warning, enough chance, enough enough opportunity to reflect on what they've done and to do the right thing. So it's actually going to the public and going into files now. So this it's just really covered it as a kind of a wrap up of what's occurred in the 2 years that I've been here, particularly because that's when the rest of it was already crumbling down, because initially it was just an assault on Kayleigh pretty much, and as much as I have to humbly forgive myself for not stepping in sooner and making sense of what was going on. And yeah, me and Ella and the team, we were contacting every organisation, getting, I think 2 or 3 meetings with my MP. Obviously I was sectioned. I had court cases and stuff like that. So it is what it is, and we are where we are. So and now I'm actually working with the NHS to interview actually new psychologists, new occupational therapists, help quality improvement projects and things like this. So I'm really actually, in hindsight, it's beautiful that, especially with all the corruption and all these horrible deaths and unfortunate circumstances that have, I was gagged as well. Yeah, so that was actually much harder. Yeah, difficult, of course. But yeah, actually, to all the people that have been lost to the mental health system, it's just so sad. And that's just, once we get this paedophilia and the internet dealt with, then I can get back into that work. And I just trust that other people are doing a lot of good work. I'm actually next, we've got the 7th of October, which is obviously the anniversary of the Hamas false flag allowed invasion by the satanic cult, which is Zionism. Bless them that they were born into that, but they need stopping for everyone's good. Like, as much as we can feel sorry for people being born into cults and stuff, you're causing harm and suffering on others ongoing. Same with Islam. Islam needs, it's just so many factions of different aspects of that cult. Same with Christianity. There's just so many factions of that cult that are enabling abuse on all sorts of levels. How many Christians are actually have bought into the circumcision thing in America? It's the consensus is to get circumcised over there. It's just, and then let alone Africa and the female genital mutilation and the Boko Haram and all that. It's all got to stop. So yep, let's get on with this.
So back to the case files, because I think that's what we need to really get cracking with. I will just put a little bit more of the news there, just for documentation purposes. But what was I saying? No, Michaela, so yeah, it's just all nonsense, isn't it? It's nonsense, Babs. Unless people are paedophiles or into the kind of sadistic stuff that you're claiming doesn't happen, that really does, because like, way more people than you lot say that it does and have done for years. It just, none of it makes sense. It's not going to make sense anywhere. When there's people brave enough to actually just assess it according to lawful procedure, it's just black and white. It's done. It's already done, really. It's just there haven't been enough brave people to come up against the people like you and, the people that have been paying you, listening to you, coercing you, whatever. However you got involved, it just needed to get to that tipping point, I suppose, which I think we're kind of there-ish. And again, no, you're an anonymous paedophile in support of Hampstead, and I'm just not flapping, and you lot do this all day, every day. I mean, again, we've got this comment from AJ, which again, like, how can anybody explain this obsession with my children all day, every day? This man, all he does is chase me around to tell me how to destroy anything I touch, anything about me has to be destroyed, mocked, ridiculed, anything, and just my children. Who else other than a
I mean, just the word when you wrote white the other day at AJ, spelt WHIGHT, and which you know the concept of the GHT from other words, but to get that word wrong is quite profoundly uncommon, rare mistakes that someone would make. And exactly here, see, you've had enough education to get the sounds of letters, but you like Gabriel says, my dad doesn't let me have education. He doesn't let me do maths and literacy. And there's a few words that he knows really well, even when he says like when he says they touch us sexually. He says about the parties. He says so he knows the difference between. He describes certain words. He's sadly, I mean, most children won't know the word sexually at 8 years old. So he's going to be very wise, and we're going to, he's going to. He doesn't need to go public. He doesn't ever need to meet me, but he's when we save him, we are going to save him, and he's going to be a very wise lad. So he doesn't need to have. And sadly, you're a lot older now, and you're going to be quite resentful that you weren't rescued sooner. But all I will do, AJ, is just implore you that you can still have a life that is not just trying to silence this stopping of abuse. You can still do it. People, any of you that are 50, 60, 70, you can still find peace even if you only think you've got a year left. Your year could be so much more peaceful and full of joy, and because this false sense of joy, whether you do get, I mean, the idea how people get stimulated by footage. I mean, in actual abuse of a child, you've got a physical sensation which you are you're stealing from that being, but the actual to the material, that's a psychological disease, isn't it? That's to be getting off something. I mean, the same as porn, the same as 99% of men, boys from a very young age since the internet. But even before then, the newspaper, the magazines used to be on the top shelf. I'll tell you a little thing actually. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, Kaylee, but my dad used to, when I was, like, say, the garages, when we'd stop at the garage to get the petrol or whatever, or go into a shop, he would get like a Guardian or like a newspaper that was like neutral, like the Times. No, the Times. Actually, that's Rupert Murdoch as well, isn't it? With the Sun. What's the other one? The Independent. He would get them and he would put them on top of the Daily Sport and the Daily and the Sun, even though it wouldn't last long. But just as a matter of principle, he would to cover up the page 3 girl from everyone really, but just so it just wasn't an accepted thing on display for children. He would put other newspapers, or he'd turn them over. He would turn them facing backwards so that it was the sports side, and or just put other newspapers like the Guardian or something over the Sun and the Daily Sport, whatever else ones there are. I think it's just them two, isn't it? I mean, the Daily Sport it's unreal that the Daily Sport was even allowed. I mean, what that does to men's mentality on sites, and just in that it's got so much to answer for. And I'd love to get to the bottom of who. I mean, it's going to be Satanists down the road somewhere which allowed that to be published and to be put out in public on. And the magazines. I mean, surely there'll be another way to sell sex magazines if that was necessary ever. The idea of just putting them on a shelf as if that is somehow out of view of children, it's just fucking surreal, absolutely surreal that we're just. I mean, it does explain that how all this shit's going on now with just the atrocities in the world, how much ignorance, and that's one example of how blasé we were to. It's just unreal. It's just so many levels to it, isn't there? The games, the internet, the celebrityism, of course. It's just mad.
A bunch of paedophiles with behaviour like this. And who would be so brazen to do it in fucking broad daylight and call yourself fucking Lucifer as well? Now, who's going to tell me I'm not allowed to handle this situation? Because, like, shouldn't someone else? I'm really. should this even be happening anywhere? Shouldn't everybody who's even witnessing this, like normal people going, what the fuck is going on there? Maybe phone the police or report it to YouTube. But no, because this is all set up and all the people around me that are allowed around me are in on the fucking gig, aren't they? So I'm just going to keep pointing it out.
It's not that I didn't like it when I was unconscious. I would obviously get stimulated by it inappropriately during the day at work and things like that, because they would be copies at work. Or would I ever have bought either of one of them? I don't recall, but maybe I had so many different jobs on so many different building sites. There's a possibility, there's a bit of reading material to try and fit in with the lads at work. I may have purchased one of those. I mean, the Daily Sport was actually quite, quote unquote, entertaining in its like outlandish insanity, you know. And when you're just going to a canteen on a huge power station site in Nottingham, of all these other men, there's all this banter, and you're trying to make sense of this relationship you're in at home, and it's all insecure, and you're drinking Stella cans and eating takeaways, and you know, eating all this bleached white food with tea with white sugar, you know, white pasta, all these nutrients taken out of anything, never grounded, you know, wearing leather boots and all this animal abuse that we just didn't even bat an eyelid at. It's just so many levels of disconnect that of course you're going to go and buy a newspaper with tits on it and think that it's acceptable. Leather pants. Fuck's sake, Clyde.
Just going to keep documenting it and pointing it out from all the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that there were in the beginning, that they will try now even tell you didn't even happen. But we'll get fuckable to release whatever needs to be released on that side of shit, won't we, eventually? So I'm not flapping about anything anymore. And what have I got to flap about? I've spoken the truth. I am what I am. I've been doing the exact same fucking thing day in, day out under duress. I recorded it all. And you're all here doing the same thing day in, day out. But what you've lost is all the chaos and the people around you that were willing to get involved for the kicks, for the perks, for whatever it was, for the money, for the drugs, whatever. The fake fame, the fake glory, the ego joking. I don't give a flying fuck. So many people have sold out for Satan in so many ways over the last few years. I know it's not just around me. But it's done now. The damage is done, isn't it? And what we've got left, we've just got fucking anonymous paedophiles left around me and other people like Rebecca Elizabeth Penman and Michaela Oniobase are just trying to pretend that nothing happened. That's not going to work. It's always not going to work. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted by that more. So Jake, yeah, no, what I've realised is going into the streams I'd already set up for the individual people, it's going to be, I'm going to get onto StreamYard about it and actually see if they can do something about that situation. So they might be able to do something that you can get a scroll bar in or something. But at the moment, you have to physically load more streams every single time. It only does like 7 at a time. So it's yeah, so you probably can still hear me actually quite okay, because I'm kind of guarded where I don't know, I'll listen back and I'll see if hopefully I'm not going to be streaming from the fucking train station for too much longer anyway. Or at least I'll get one of those mics that fluffs out the sound, you know, with the fluff around it. I'm assuming it just fluffs out the sound. Okay, there we are. What was I saying? Yeah, so sorry, you have to, at the moment with StreamYard, because obviously I've done so many, we've got hundreds now, haven't we? Well, there's not actually hundreds in my StreamYard already, there's hundreds on the calendar. I will show the process again actually, but I know I haven't got the calendar up at the moment. I'll do a run through actually of the process just itself, just a few minutes, just so that everyone can see. Oh yeah, you'll know. Yeah, so to load them up, the ones that you've already, where I've already set them up. So I've probably got about maybe 200 probably altogether. But yeah, I can only load maybe 10 at a time, if that, I think. So I have to physically do it and wait. And every time I go in to start one up, and obviously the ones I started first are the ones furthest back. So the important ones that we need to start with first really are the ones furthest back. So it would mean every time I go into a studio and start a stream, I have to go back in again and spend another 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes going back every single time. But I thought what I'd do instead is just set up a new stream each time, which is fine. So I need to be putting on to Rumble every time anyway. So that's not too much more. And then I'll just work backwards. Then I thought it would be even easier than that. I'll just keep that initial StreamYard open. I've already loaded all the way to the end, and I can just delete them as I go. So rather than actually entering through that, I'll just create a new one in a different tab, and I'll go back and just delete the original one, so it'll freshen up to the new places where they need to go, but put one on Rumble as well.
How come Danny's picture changed within 1 minute with 2 comments and right next to each other? His comments are right next to each other, but his picture changed. What are you doing there? I guess it's probably quite easily done.
So Rumble will always be there again, so just pointers here for trying to take down channels and stuff, because the case file is going to be on them. It's absolutely no point, because anything that goes and gets added onto the YouTube comment sections. Anyway, I'm only going to copy and paste, over onto Rumble itself. So everything will be on Rumble, but then obviously will be backed up again beyond Rumble. But you see what I'm saying? There's just no point. It's not going to be that everything's based in one place. It's not going to be that you take out the website and the court goes away. That's not going to work. It's not going to be you take out YouTube and the court goes away. That's not going to work. It's not going to be that Kaylee moves house and the church goes away. That's not going to work. See what I'm saying? So all of these trying to shoot, you're not going to actually shoot me down. You're not going to ever be able to actually do that. It's too late. Even if you physically shoot Kaylee down, now it's too late. Everything's still there. It's done. Okay, so now you have to accept that we're on to the next stage of this. We're now going to open the case files. Okay, and they're going to be there for it. But even if you try and take out a bit here and a bit there, they're just going to be there. They're going to be made more and more aware of this situation. I am going to be writing to the king. I am going to be doing these things that you've laughed at and mocked and whatnot. But I'm in a situation where only so many things are available for me to even do. Okay, so it might sound crazy to some people, because some people might not come up with it because it sounds but do you know what? Under duress, you do just have to think outside the box a little bit, and perhaps it was just supposed to be that way. And I'm cool with that. So that's what we're going to do now. So I think on that note, I will just play a little bit more of the news I was going to watch there. Again, still no actual AJ or Wavy or Lyndon or Kip or anything. So I think I will just do a little bit of the news and then just start doing. I'll just do a few of those because you've got yours for, was it 4:40 you're doing your live anyway, aren't you? Maybe. Oh, thank you. So excellent. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm barded. There's probably a lot better for me than it is for you. Yeah, that will work out.
And this was the point. Was that Danny who wrote that one? Yeah. So I quoted it how Gabriel said it, edumacation, because his dad doesn't let him have edumacation. That's what I was relating to, the word that we had exactly, AXSATLALY was how Adam Ashbrook spelt exactly, which exactly. I think that's how he spelled it. So it may not have actually been as far as it was a bit wrong, but it was notably wrong. Because I'm trying to think how you actually spell it now myself. I've confused myself now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, the point is that yeah, that's how Gabriel said it, and his dad doesn't let him have education, literacy, numeracy, which he knew those words, which was great. I mean, it's what it is, but he says because he does sex, and they do more sex and more sex, and it's just so tragic what you're a part of. And happier, this term happier. I never got to pull up Babs on her use of the word semantics actually the other day when she said that when Wendy says that she's been out for lunch with Ricky Dearman and Gabriel's doing just fine, and that Ricky, and then Cleon said that he's going out for Ricky the next day. She said that was semantics. That's not the right use of semantics. Would be if somebody used a word that was a different descriptive word to make up a bullshit paedophile protecting lie is not semantics. So we're gonna have to go through that one with Babs, because I did, she caught me off guard a bit at the time, which is a little bit out of the blue, because I thought, what the fuck is she on about? We'll just let that one slip for the moment.
Well, so I'm just going to do that. So I'll probably just be going live every few minutes, but I have to do a fresh one every time. So it's not going to be quite as quick as I was at first. But once I get into the process of doing it, and I've got this first one open now, I've done the long ass bit of having to load it all the way to the end, hopefully. But again, so the whole the day system that we had so far is going to be irrelevant for the time being, but not necessarily 100% going forward, because it may well just be we just catch it up a couple of years down the road and exactly do it to that exact same format to save an entire load of more work on top, if you know what I mean, because we've already got a system there according to the dates of the year. So rather than do it again for the sake of it, we may as well just start that as and when necessary. But for now, to make sure that everybody's names are there before I'm potentially in prison myself and having a nice rest that I deserve, I'm just going to get as many of the names down, as many of the case files open, and then it's just going to be a free for all then, I guess, of just anyone that wants to get involved or not involved, whatever. But we're just going to work through anyway as we do. So we're going to concentrate more on just doing, again, just finding what's comfortable, what works with us. I'm not going to commit to anything. I don't owe anybody fucking anything, do I? Nobody, apart from Jake and God, no one. So we're just going to do it as and when. We're going to find how the pace works for us, and we'll just start going through psychoanalyzing social media superstars and psychopaths. And as we go live and have the website and have members start to come in, they will be assigned, if they wish, links that they can work through themselves and under confidentiality agreement. Then they can help, everyone can just start helping to file what's relevant where, you know, what needs to be loaded onto somebody's case file because there's something that was in it. They can, you know, help out with timestamp and all this sort of things when it does come around to the hearings. Or whether it's handed over to the police first, whatever goes on first, we've already got a good amount of the work done and the evidence is already archived and organised. So when the police decides to take over and do what they're paid to do, they can just take all of our evidence that we've already got collated, can't they, at that point? And again, like I said, then if they disagree with the public at that point, they're paid by the public, so they can just take it up with the public at that point, can't they? So good. So far, so good. Sorry, I was just reading something there. Oh, is that a phone call? Only on.
Kaylee, Babs isn't over here visually, literally, but she has just commented on this video on Rumble of when the police had a tour and a debrief, get up to date on your scenario there, and she's just wrote, "What is she on about, children witness?" 15 minutes ago. So that's what it is. Probably be getting a few more comments from there, I imagine. Sorry, I didn't switch. I didn't change the thing over.
Again, this is just. Well, oh, hi, Lisa. Yeah, this is just a sort of shit all day long from this fucking nonsense, all day long. And these people are threatening to come to the court, which I'm in, because I've responded to a stupid cunt called Rebecca Elizabeth Penman, who decided to jump in bed with these fucking idiots, got herself involved in the nonsense. And I responded a few times, but then she forgot to tell the police about any of what she did, and I've recorded all of that bit, so that's all going to be logged with the court before my court date. But these guys aren't helping themselves, because the entire reason that I even know that fucking cunt exists is because of these shitheads. So it's all kind of connected, isn't it? All kind of connected. But again, look, it is what it is. I am dying for a break, so prison sounds epic as far as I'm concerned, and that pretty much speaks for itself, doesn't it? If somebody's literally looking at prison as a break and a holiday and more security than general life, then something's gone fucking well wrong, hasn't it, really? But hey ho, not complaining, just pointing it out.
Who are these 20 special
There's
children?
Millie, she's a brown girl.
Millie who?
Millie Cowell,
Millie Cow?
yes.
Okay. So how do you know she's one of the 20 special children?
Because I know, because she comes and they do sex to her, mostly.
Who's they?
The teachers, the parents, the staff.
Every single teacher or specific teachers?
Every single, the whole school.
So this is an example of what I'll be showing after Kaylee explaining her situation with Becca getting involved and what it's come to, if how many people have ignored us. It is going to the bit that I'm practicing for here is going to be, I'm trying to work up towards how I kind of as compassionately as non-reactively as possible, because it's very triggering stuff to people that have ignored children's testimony and allowed continued abuse, allowed these maniac paedophiles to run us into the ground a lot in many ways, you know, to cause us well, not really anything like that, but to cause us just so much grief and so much pain and suffering. And Rupert got his face kicked in daily for being a nonce like you. So previous one to that, you are shitting your keck, Kaylee. Stop trying to act hard. Yeah, it's funny when you go through comments backwards, isn't it? Yeah, I'll leave them to you lot for now. So yeah, this is just so I'm going to do a run through of this with my parents to practice for when I do it with the police, and then I'm going to be doing it with the police, and then eventually with like media and psychologists. So it's just every time I do it, I'm just going to get more and more comfortable. But the initial ones is obviously like my parents is the one that's going to be in some ways the most difficult, because it's they every time I've shown them a few streams, and each time it's like just kind of gritting my teeth for their, just helping them through their conscience, helping them just kind of alleviate their, but still making the decision that they are not directly going to come and onto the battlefield. You know, I mean, ideally, in the ideal situation, let's say, obviously we wouldn't be at this stage now if they had already, but they would, you know, at any moment they would be like, let me get involved. They will create an account and they'll be here exposing you lot with us, you know. So at any time anybody does have the opportunity to come and support what we are doing. I haven't shared them any of my streams. I haven't shared them on my channel or anything like that. They've got a few of Kaylee's ones. So whether they do view anything ever, whether they do try and get up to speed or whether they don't, I don't know. So why are you just making up shit, knowing that you're making up shit? Rupert never got beaten up once in prison. I don't believe there was even an altercation. I don't believe he after the first 2 weeks of finding his feet, I don't think he felt threatened. It was just obviously he's in prison initially, so there's all that initial, and he's out of his own country and what surrounds the case as to why. I mean, his was to do with the fear of him basically abducting children from people's houses. Kaylee's is nothing like that. Kaylee's is for threatening people, alleged threats for abusers online. You know, she's going to be like totally, and lots of people who are in prison, they're victims of bullying and social depravity and being scapegoated and outcast and neglected by their families. Like Kaylee is going to not fit in, but she's going to be like I'd say fit in is a nice word even, but admired, I'd say, respected, appreciated if she was ever there. And I can't see why it would ever reach that stage, because it would initially, it's only a civil hearing anyway, so I don't even know if you can get prison from a civil hearing, can you? You probably can in certain circumstances, but not. But either way, she's well up for it, and she's well up for not doing it as well. Either way, it's fine. So, Danny, you're just a fake. You made an account for 2 weeks, 3 weeks called Kaylee in Chains. We've got it all. We've screenshotted it all. We've got the videos. We've got the video of the woman that you made out to try and make out it was her. We've got all the screenshots of all the posts, and you're manic a screenshot in of Kaylee's chat every day, doing like 8 posts and then deleting them all 2 days later. 8 posts in 1 day, all with just screenshots of Justin's comments with you, and it's just really sad. And then Sinbad, of course, I can't even remember what Sinbad was about, but it was a temporary blip in your. Then you came back as Danny West, I believe, from what I remember, for quite a while. All very strange, but this is what we are dealing with. But I do want to, because obviously I want to try and learn to run through this a bit quicker than I want to do it under 2 hours with them. If I'm pausing to explain stuff, and it's already over an hour and a half of recording, so it's all just it's still fishing. It's so mad. Did he actually? Oh, I'll have to get some screenshots off you of it at some point and try and figure out what I can't remember there. But yeah, with this, I might skip through a few bits if it plays let's see how it goes on here, just to try and speed up a bit.
The whole school, and we got our own church too. So because they do that.
That was it. I left some bits in just to make sure my mum clearly got these clips in of the whole time and some of the screenshots, and stayed there for a particular amount of time to really make the impact.
Because after
The nonsense go.
that's good. They got lip chopping, not like skin. 1984.
To get the children's mum, she's a bit hung up on that one. You weird people making up that.
We've all seen this recording, so this is one I'm going to play to the police and parents and all the people. But I don't need to play this one now.
Okay, he like.
It is. Oh no! It's just craziness.
People can hang on a minute. What is concerning other people, everybody's position, and use our fucking discernment, aren't we? these things are.
The name Bob Shaker.
Again, I don't ever address these anymore, do I? 'Cause I mean, this has just been my life standard for so long, this kind of behaviour, and I'm so used to these events having taken place. But of course, what's going to happen now is, as these things are assessed by other people, they're just going to be broken down. We're going to go bit by bit. What the fuck did he just say? What the fuck did he just say? What the fuck's going on here? What the fuck? This is what's going to happen. People are going to go, hang on a minute, what? He's hoaxing who? He got on a plane and said he was going to hoax who? The traumatised mother? And he's been. Do you see how other people are going to hear this? They're going to imagine that they are us, because that's how things work. When people are imagining stories concerning other people, okay, they will put themselves in the position, and it might change. They might. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to look at things from all angles, aren't you? That's what we're supposed to do as human beings. We're not supposed to just go along with paedophiles, lies, and rumours because it's fun. We're not supposed to do that. We're literally supposed to assess situations, put ourselves in everybody's position, and use our fucking discernment, aren't we, as to what the truth is likely to be, given all of the fucking evidence that we've got in front of us. Now, nobody seems to be doing that at all over here. That's why I've created a court. So calling it a laugh to go and fucking like this woman's not traumatized. See, I can speak from experience about what being a traumatized mother is, especially when you're handed by paedophiles 24/7 and you're estranged from your children that you try to protect. I know exactly.
Danny, you've had at least 3 separate Danny West accounts, because one went missing and then you had a new one created. So you're clearly very, very unwell and not even aware of what you are doing, or you're just trying to gaslight us.
Exactly how that fucking feels, and it's not to fucking laugh. Linda Morden from Telford, it's not a fucking laugh at all. And here we've got a Hampstead files telling us that we don't exist, and if we do, we're not traumatized mothers, and if we are, then we're actually guilty. Do you see what I'm saying? They are creating nonsense, however which way they can try and make it work in a moment, but it's never ever the truth, is it?
And this bit was just absolutely profound and just totally just so sick. They're just brazen stupidity.
Because you're the fucking wrong ones, you're the paedophiles that have destroyed our lives intentionally, and you're getting exposed for it. All right, you're getting exposed for it. It's not a fucking laugh. Okay, and I'm very fucking entitled to talk about what being a traumatized mother is. Very fucking entitled. Now, if you think you're more entitled than me in what my own opinion, my feelings are, my experience of life, if you think you're more entitled than I am, you're definitely going to need an ID for that, and then perhaps we can have a battle about it based on facts and evidence, and me being me and you not being me, even if you had an ID. But if you had an ID, we could at least start there as you being an actual entity. See, this is where, again, YouTube's really fucked up, because they've allowed all of this psychological abuse from people that shouldn't even be relevant according to the law. Okay, and that was very fucking obvious to anybody that has a slightest little interest in the law. Don't even need a degree. Very obvious. It's common sense, really, isn't it? Common sense. And here we've got Linda Morden telling me, after all of these years of him abusing me, and Ella, obviously, telling me that I'm not traumatized. These men haven't traumatized me. This has all been in my imagination. None of this has happened. And if it did, it's still me not being traumatized or existing. Right? Where's this going to make sense? Have you spoken to Ella? Because Jake speaks with this. This is, you don't know us, do you? You tried to get rid of us for paedophiles, is what you've done. You're probably paedophiles yourself. So you've tried to get rid of us, but you don't actually know us. You don't get to speak about who we are and what we do and how traumatized. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. We get to speak for us because we didn't die. We didn't kill ourselves. We didn't get sectioned. We're still here and we're going to fucking tell our stories and expose the arses off you cunts until it stops completely and children are safe. And things are rectified as far as they possibly fucking can be for all of us that have been affected by this. Especially the children. Okay, so you by all means can keep telling me that I don't exist, the children don't, none of this is over. You can keep doing that, We're just going to keep going ahead with what we need to do to make sure that the facts are seen, that testimony is heard from the mouths of the people who it's come from, okay? Not manipulated by nonsense on the internet and all your clips and whatnots. Right, the battery's going on this one anyway, so I'm going to play something for her. Actually, go see if we can play the rest of this, and I'll try and switch on to the other one at the same time. You're a disgusting piece of shit. What, for periods of time? There's always periods of time, isn't there? I mean, you carry on again, because who are you? Why are you relevant to anything? You're a paedophile that's covering up for Hampstead. It's as simple as that, isn't it? This disgusting piece of shit. I mean, it's just unreal. It's just literally unreal. Lyndon Warden from Telford. You have my blessing. Anybody, you have my blessing. Whatever needs to happen, Go for it. Lyndon Warden from Telford.
Do this, and see how far it gets. And they're like, yeah, go on. They'll encourage me.
I don't know if she wants to do it on her own channel. But I would challenge her to.
Well, I don't.
Just throw the link out.
So I responded to Rule Britannia here. Where did he get this from? Saying that I didn't speak to Ella, and he just said, "You said it, Jake." And then I said, "Where then, you fuckwit?" And he said, "In Smiler's chat." He said, "You did say it, Jake." I know, first of all, he said, "You said it in Smiler's panel." Why he thinks I would say that, I don't know what he thinks he heard. But why I'd give any information to anyone regarding that. It's just weird. They're just, I don't know. It's just they just try these things, don't they? Just for the sake of it. Oh, this one's amazing. This this is what we can have, people. I just don't know why you don't see that this would be a nicer place for your souls to redeem themselves from. You're just so selfish. You're just so selfish to. You're just so hurt that you can't see. You can't allow other people to have happiness because you are lacking it so badly. You are hurt so badly. You just want other people to hurt as bad, or if possibly maybe you want them to hurt worse than you, or maybe you think yours was so bad that you just want them to hurt at least as bad as you a little bit. You just don't want them to be happy. That's it. You just don't want things to be good, and you don't want children to be safe. And also, you see children as victims. You see children as prey as well, don't you? Which is why we really need to stop you as soon as fucking possible right now. So anything anybody can do to stop any of these people, please do. Yeah. Terrible, terrible woman somehow became a nonce, a paedophile protector, a victim abuser, testimony silencer. This is another amazing one. See, it's very valuable, this stuff. It just pieces together so much color, so much character, but yet so much evidence in it at the same time. Because people can ask, like, you know, or we can point out to people of, I mean, you get an idea. So it's a collage of helps us kind of. It's a really good one, actually, isn't it, Kaylee? For like this period of change. This to me symbolizes the shift in chapters. This is like new chapter, and this could be like the picture for the for like closing one chapter and opening up another chapter. Like say it was a book or something, or a documentary, something like that.
I implore you, please, you all go inside out here.
The public funding, it's obviously we don't know what funding went on behind the scenes, but yeah, the public funding was just amazing. Just what's that one with my see what does this mean, Valerie? Anywhere now, do one, the pair of you, and don't test me. Like, I just don't know what was she trying to like. What was going through her head? What did what did she think was going to happen from that picture? Like, just anyone, anywhere, anybody got any answers to where is Valerie now? Just she doesn't go any. Her and the easy Ricky Freeman, they don't even dare venture out of their own panels, other than she'll tiptoe onto his and act like a fucking arrogant prick when she's comfortable and got the door closed. Once the front door's closed, she can start running her mouth off again. vegan. He's a fake vegan. He's a dangerous deceiver. Playing PlayStation. Even. Got nothing to believe in.
Like, what do you think you're achieving? What on earth do you think you're achieving? You have run out of audience. You've definitely run out of participants, okay? People that are going to get involved and go along with your shit. I mean, you've got a lot of people into trouble that are going to have a really tough time in the real world because this doesn't go away, does it? The repercussions of everything that's happened are certainly going to be hounding humanity for a long time now. This goes well beyond YouTube, doesn't it? Well beyond YouTube. So we're going to always go back. In fact, I know I can't, it's backwards, I think, for some reason. Actually, does it come up backwards for you? Now I'm on the second laptop. For some reason, my thumbnail's all back, but now I'm not even going to bother. I think it is. Yeah, you just go and ask any lawyer, go and ask any solicitor, anybody, if you've got any say in anything without an ID. You just don't, okay? The discussions need to be had with sensible people about how to get this ironed out clearly in the law. This is how law works. We have precedent cases, right? So we have to apply the fundamental principles of law to new situations. And the internet has very much been just a free-for-all, hasn't it? So, yeah, see, this is where you're now mixing it up. Yes, I've never spoken to her, so that invalidates when people say that Ella went off the rails because of me and they start attributing things that Ella and Abe have done, or they start attributing things that I do to Ella. I've not spoken to either of them, so there you go. And you've just confirmed that much, but then you're lying about what you've heard. You've got no ID, so you've got no relevance. You're just making it very clear of the absolute effort that's gone on for 10 years now to destroy anybody who dares listen to children's testimony of abuse. Now, that's a big deal with a lot of repercussions. And considering what happened with my fucking children's school when I tried to protect them, because of these, just, these little things that parents might wonder and worry about. My children's school fucked up big time, and that's a Christian church connected school. Like most of them are, aren't they? So we're really, like I said, I'm going in for the churches themselves. They're all connected to schools. So in a roundabout way, I'm just going to fucking get everywhere. All right, everywhere. They're just all set up for potential abuse in just so many ways. And I'm more than happy to point it out because having gone to school and gone through all of those different situations of abuse and had to undo my own childhood and all the conditioning and the bullshit and everything I was taught as a child, everything I was put through as a child, had to undo all of that myself and reteach myself. Okay, I can actually vouch for what I'm saying is true and prove it with my own fucking life. Okay, so again, if you want to tell me I'm lying, sorry, there's another train. If you want to tell me I'm like, yeah, we're going to go back to the law, aren't we, and how it works with somebody's affidavit of truth. Okay, when I claim something, especially about myself, unless you're adversely affected by my affidavit of truth, you've got no right to counter it anyway. You're only in a position to be able to challenge it if you're adversely affected. Now, you can go and ask the solicitor and the police. I mean, the police probably don't know. This is a sad thing. The police don't even know the law. Okay, which is, we need to sort that out. That's a different situation. But anyone that actually knows the law, I mean, you've got AI. I mean, it does get things wrong, but when you remind it of the law, again, see, AI is just a really another good example of how there's loads of people going by. See how I don't give a fuck? I literally don't give a fuck about who sees and hears any of this. I don't give a flying fuck. See, I don't give a fuck. These people can all hear and see me, so I exist in the real world. Can you hear the people and me at the same time? I'm outside in the real world where there's people, and I'm not being arrested. In fact, there's lots of children walking past me right now. Loads of them. You're gonna phone the police. AJ, you're gonna phone the police because there's children walking past me right now. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to fucking hide. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to disappear. The truth is going to be heard by a lot. Well, everyone's going to hear the truth eventually, aren't they? Another hooks. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? So, yeah, so I can quite clearly vouch for myself for the fact that school generally is just a lot of systematic abuse. So we're now going to be in a position where children are going to find out that their parents had all of the information available. Because I mean, I'm in that situation. If I wanted to, I could sue my parents, but I'm just going to show everybody else in the world that they can do that rather than wasting my time. I'm just going to show all the children so that all the children can then be protected from the neglect, the abuse, the gaslighting, the religious indoctrination. All of these things are all abuse. All of them are abuse. Okay, so I'm not going to waste time trying to, Mummy, you did this, Daddy, you did that. That's not, no, I can't be asked to do any of that. But I'm just going to let people know that if you don't sort your shit out, your children can come for you, because I'm going to fucking sing and dance about this until the day I die. It's going to be everywhere. People are going to know. They can pretend they didn't see it, but their children then might go, hang on a minute though, I've got this problem because you didn't do that. Oh, well, just because you don't want to, but I know that it was, and look, it was all there. See how it's going to work. And then they can go to their solicitors and say, look, the information was there. They still made a bad decision, or they didn't do their due diligence there, or they just trusted somebody because they said so there when the information was there. Right? All of that, I can present it because I've already lived it, haven't I? I've been abused. I've taken all the shit because nobody else wanted to look at the truth. But I did, and I recorded it all. So now I've got all the evidence. All the other children that have been affected by their parents' fuck-ups and negligence, they can have all of my information. Hang on a minute, Mum and Dad, hang on a minute. I can sue you. I can sue you. I can sue my teachers. I can sue that doctor. Cut off the end of my penis.
Actually, just to test for the for my presentation, I oh, I keep scrolling up the comments to make sure I'm not missing anything really soon. I'm going for certain bits like this. I should slow it down so they can follow at a more digestible pace. Let's see what 7.5 sounds like.
What does that even mean? So, yeah, so I can quite clearly vouch for myself for the fact that school generally is just a lot of systematic abuse. So we're now going to be in a position where children are going to find out that their parents had all of the information available. Because I mean, I'm in that situation. If I wanted to, I could sue my parents, but I'm not. I'm just going to show everybody else in the world that they can do that rather than wasting my time. I'm just going to show all the children so that all the children can then be protected from the neglect, the abuse, the gaslighting, the religious indoctrination. All of these things are all abuse. All of them are abuse. Okay, so I'm not going to waste time trying to, mummy, you did this, daddy, you did that. That's not. No, I can't be asked with any of that. But I'm just going to let people know that if you don't sort your shit out, your children can come for you. Because I'm going to fucking sing and dance about this until the day I die. It's going to be everywhere, everywhere. People are going to know. They can pretend they didn't see it, but their children then might go, hang on a minute though, I've got this problem because you didn't do that. Oh, well, just because you don't want to, but I know that it was, and look, it was all there. See how it's going to work. And then they can go to their solicitors and say, look, the information was there. They still made a bad decision, or they didn't do their due diligence there, or they just trusted somebody because they said so there when the information was there. Right? All of that, I can present it because I've already lived it, haven't I? I've been abused. I've taken all the shit because nobody else wanted to look at the truth. But I did, and I recorded it all.
See, look at these comments. This is what I'll be pointing out, and that speed works perfectly because I moved. What it was, I recorded it at 2x, and then I slowed it down to 0.8, so it would have been about 0.75, just above. So this is I don't know how the maths works, but this is about recorded speed now. And flap, me, blah blah blah. It just says everything. Yeah, what you flapping about today, Anav? Another Hooks, yeah. I mean, I think he intentionally writes Hooks. I guess it's this little in joke. Finds it funny, or genuinely thinks Hoax is spelt like that and just hasn't clocked on to everything else that's in front of his face. I wouldn't trust my data with you or Jake. You wouldn't. Pip Clutcher wouldn't trust their data with us. So, I mean, what does that even say? What does that even meant to say? Obviously, like we can only imagine that you've got some very nefarious data. So you saying you wouldn't trust it with us is like, what the fuck are you on? It's ridiculous.
So now I've got all the evidence. All the other children that have been affected by their parents' fuck-ups and negligence, they can have all of my information and go, hang on a minute, mum and dad, hang on a minute. I can sue you. I can sue you. I can sue my teachers. I can sue that doctor. Cut off the end of my penis. See? This is how...
And yeah, the circumcision, that's a prime example, isn't it? So all these, it's just a brilliant streams. It was honestly, I don't want to overemphasize how real God is to all the non-believers. Kaylee well knows, but literally recently, it's just so phenomenal. This is not giving away too much, but all the streams, it used to take like minimum 2 hours for a stream to be ready for, to say it was anything over an hour and a half would take 2 hours minimum, sometimes 3 hours minimum. Sometimes up to a day and a half before a stream was able to download. And then all of Kaylee's streams for the whole past week have been ready to download within, some of them were like 10 minutes, some of them were half an hour. It was like, what? Because I just try it every now and then anyway. I'm always interested. There has been a couple of times when it's worked, but every single one was just really quickly to download. And then these only two from the 10th, they wouldn't download, and now it's the 12th, and they still wouldn't download today. They just weren't apparently processed. But and it was 2 on the same day, and it was just so funny. And I just thought that's got to be a sign. So I ended up screen recording them both through. I just thought it's so cool. It's just how the way that like God literally like the angels, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the universal intelligence. It's so clever. It's literally talking to us now. It's hearing me. It's thinking about how best it can work forward from this situation where I'm at. Grounding is really good. If you can get a grounding mat, it psychologically helps to build the to reassure yourself that you are connected to the earth. But you can do it through if anybody's got pain, like back pain, Adam, if you imagine your feet are like your auric body, you've got like an energy body, a magnetic field around your physical body, electromagnetic field, and then you visualize these red roots, Adam Lashbrook, connecting your auric divine self to the earth, and you penetrate like roots growing from your body, from your field down into the earth. And as soon as it will actually touch into the earth, through the concrete, through any artificial man-made bit, into the real earth, Mother Earth, the heart, you put a H on the end of earth, on the heart, sorry, it's earth. And which is why Venus and Jesus relates in the chakra system to the heart, because they have a divine relationship. And then the solar plexus has a relationship with Mars, which is why Mars is the. But yeah, trapped nerve can just disappear in an instant. And then another way to visualize it is a white shaft of light. You can picture it coming from the stars, from the galactic center, from the universal consciousness down through your body, and that white shaft of light going down into the Earth's core. And as soon as that connects to the Earth's core, your ailments can disappear. It's really noticeable with things like trapped nerves, back pains, dislodged, you know what they call them, vertebrae and stuff like that. Can really just align stuff. But yeah, so this comment, Danny West, if that's your real name, which it really seems like it really might be, your Bumberclat scriptwriter, BBC. Get it, Bumberclat. You're off your tiny nuts, Jake. I've only ever had one account. I can't get over this comment. It's just actually making me cringe for your existence, and I just feel tragically sad for you. I really, really do. So yeah, we've proved you wrong so many times. You created an account that I like to call West in Chains, but you called it Kaylee in Chains. This woman apparently knows you. She was telling us, she was typing then after this recording that you did, that you were well, but you never about when she was about, and that you just couldn't be bothered or something. You were busy or whatever, but she was there. But where's she gone? Does she get bored? Does she see no benefit in? I mean, why is she's called Kaylee? Yeah. You know who that is, that Kaylee woman, spelled Kaley. Definitely know you. She knows you. Yeah, you know her. But why were you never about at the same time? Why did you not like being on the same panels at the same time? Yeah, but why was she around for weeks and then you weren't? Why is she not here now? Yeah, so why is she not here? Why did she only come for a brief period of time when you weren't here? Okay, we'll get on.
It's going to go. So again, if you want to get your solicitors involved, 999, whatever, see if they can come and take me away and stop me doing what I'm doing, then just go for it. But I know what I'm doing, and I'm just going to crack on. And if you paedophiles want to keep trying to fuck me up every step of the way of my life, then by all means, I'll just document it. We'll just keep showing everybody what you're doing, and eventually somebody's going to see you in real life, aren't they? And what will be, will be. Let's just hope it's the police that see you first, because they're supposed to not hurt you. They're supposed to protect everybody and keep the peace. That's what they're supposed to. See, I think when a lot of people, just normal people, especially if their kids have suffered and died, when they see you, I don't think they're going to have that same level of self-control that I've had and that the police are supposed to have, especially because they're paid to. But we'll see, won't we? We'll find out.
Well, so they also make shoes of the skin of the baby's skin. They got a special tool and they put it in the skin and like in the baby's skin, and then they take it out, and then they stick it because the blood is kind of sticky, and they make the shoe with the sole and the flip flops. They stick on the flip flops. They got flip flops and like those shoes, like the one that I like, the ones that I showed my mum in the shoe shop in Brent Cross. Those ones with this big, it got a big star on its baby skin, but it's not like, if it's not, you can do it coloured, but it's not like, it's a bit see-through there.
Skin.
Yes, it's skin.
Okay, we'll show you.
A big black star. Those. Wait. Pause. I have to go and draw the star picture on the shoe. The paper is on this, doesn't it?
What have they done to
These are all screenshots that I can. It's just so much excellent material in there. I can explain everything as it goes along. Just trying to keep it as efficient as possible. See, this is a classic one. The explanation for anyone, just to reiterate as to the literal seriousness of the word nonce and how we are using it with total sensibility, rather than how it's been diluted in these this Schadenfreude bullshit community. Oh, on that note, actually, talking of the community, I'm just going to check the internet to see if anybody else is on. But look, I hope you're not fiddling in. So I hope you're not in public fiddling. It's just what it just says. It says everything we need to know, and I just wish this was a crime in itself that could be addressed for making such lewd comments. But that's where we're going to have to get to. That is why the birth of the e-police is in effect.
Mr. Right, but don't despair. You'll be alone while in mid-air and talk about this with your gun and watch the flowers on the run away. The game of photos on the bridge again. But let me load it up. What is this? I should love it. Check what was before that wasn't really. I cannot be asked to play it all again.
And I did consider that I would tidy up these recordings. Look at that, Kaylee. Number one, the first part of the recording. In the end, there was 8. But the number one, just by chance, it was 111 megabytes exactly. And then 314, the next one, 0.7, was part 2. Magic. What? It's funny, the software is very intelligent in regards to it. It picks up what it's seeing. So if there's more movement in a, it's like if something stays on a certain image, it actually doesn't use up more space or something like that. Or if it's if there's still images, it recognizes when it's changing, when it's like moving footage. It actually uses more video, even though all you do is just press stop record up here. So it's very clever.
Ran into a boss today, but Laura couldn't get to where she ran. All the help you see that she had only carried 3 and she I don't know, so I am idiot.
Sorry to keep interrupting. I didn't mean to leave this up here. I just left it up here by accident. Hopefully it goes off in a second.
Send me a save. Going back to Venice, seems to end this game of doom and gloom. Crystal D, this is a sham. Laura is now shattered and this isn't TR. It's not bringing. I suggest you go and stick it there.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS, AIDS, AIDS. AIDS, 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 AIDS. Everyone has AIDS. And so this is the end of our story. And everyone is dead from AIDS. It took from me my best friend, my only true pal, my only bright star. Well, I'm gonna march on Washington, lead the fight and charge the brigades. There's a hero inside of all of us. I'll make them see everyone has.
And I'll explain the significance of this. It's so brilliant to bring a little bit of tongue in cheek to what occurred during the COVID, the ridiculousness of mass compliance.
We are fair Esau. On that note, none of us have ever done anything. You're obsessed with us. Esau, on the other hand, you're terrified of, aren't you? You are terrified of Esau. On that note, big up in the super chat. Another 1999 from Arafina. But we are family. Hey, 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 hey. Hogshead Charles. Oh, wait, let me think that through. We are family. Hey, 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 hey. We got all the Hogshead Charles with me. No, that doesn't fit. We are family. Hey, 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 hey. I got Hogshead Charles all with me. No, one more time. We are family. Hey, 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 hey. I got all Hogshead. No, I got Hogshead Charles. I got all Hogshead Trolls with me. I got all Hogshead Trolls with me. That works. We are family. Hey, 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 hey. I got all Hogshead Trolls with me. Hey, 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 hey. Fucking finally, they go. Getting dry mouth then.
And this was the pots and pans thing during the COVID fast. It's just the best play on the pots and pans ever. Let go of that mask. Let go of that. Here you go. Everybody. Let go of your mask, Pip Clutcher. So I was just going to note, Danny West, your typing seems to be getting a little bit. You start panicking and you start writing nog insults. It's just facts, and you wrote one a minute ago where you wrote a word that was just not the right word. What's that? Common sense is one thing that you. One thing that you are cacking, Kaylee. You're a big as fuck, to be honest. To be honest, the irony ending a sentence "to be honest" is just classic. I'm a little bit curious as to why. Why are Wavy, Gary O'Brien, or Babs not here? Because I tagged them in a post. B.A. Babs, J.U. just Babs, and W.A. Wavy. No, they're still not here in their actual accounts. It's gone, keeps going back down to 4 watching, so that's only you 4 that are in the chat. And maybe me here as well, including to AJ, Kaylee, Pip, and Danny. So that's 4 or 5. I should be in there as well, but maybe it's because it's my channel, it doesn't count. So yeah, it's why did they not come? Oh, Wallace is here. Oh, it's gone back up to 7. Can somebody please give Babs a call? We can't let her get away with this. Can't just keep running around, running my mouth on Rumble, running her mouth off on Rumble about child witnesses being silenced, and then and if people have got the time, obviously I'll go through all of this. I left this at normal. I didn't skip through any of this because it's all so important. But we've all seen it lots of times, so I'll just save that for the presentation.
What's my enemy? Want me to pay?
You're going to family. Hey, I have that child with me.
And of course, we heard Rebecca's recording there, the famous. It just says it all. And then we've got the other one when she's with Sosa and Cleon, which is, and there's others, but we've got loads. This is why. Don't get too excited about your court case that you think you're attending, paedophiles. First of all, you're going to be exposed for your motive, and it will be addressed as to. Yeah, we have all our streams from this channel that supposedly YouTube took without any explanation. Just after, coincidentally, Esau and Izzy were making it very clear that they were supporting Kaylee, and within a week, only it took a week until she started putting some bits together. And we've got it all recorded, all of Izzy's streams, so we've got the whole timeline of how it happened, of Rebecca explaining that YouTube just took her channel unsuspectingly. But yeah, I mean, because my police have already told me procedures to contact to get Ipswich Court to not giving you all the information. But yeah, so don't get your hopes up about that date even. But it's great if that date goes ahead, and we've got everything we need. That'd be fine. But yeah, just to shake up your little fake world a little bit more. Just to play this song of. This is Lubna.
So my supporters asked me to create a GoFundMe, which I did. I asked for Paul. I've never heard of the Paul, but I have.
So this was just the point that Tommy said that anybody who's attacking Paul Thorpe is probably a government agent. So he's just either assuming or I don't know. I don't know if he even knows of Michaela, but anybody who's doing that, he's saying is probably a government agent. But then we think he's probably a government agent, so it all gets a bit confusing, doesn't it? Well, not I say government agent, but compromised somewhere along the lines, or at least naively, ignorantly, selfishly acting on behalf of nefarious government, quote unquote government interests and that. So it's all coming out. We don't have to do all the work. 9/11 just happened yesterday. What was this one I was going to show you? Right. Check this one, everyone. So this is what AI is saying now. Let's just get bookmarks. I thought I'd see here we've got the whole Hampstead transcripts on a website. HampsteadTranscripts.blogspot. I've downloaded it all, so don't worry about that. Well, I've copied and pasted it. But what I was going to show you, if you type in, oh, sorry, wrong window. Oh no, that was the right window. I'd done it already. Where am I? If you type in Papa is my dad, his name is Ricky Dearman, blah blah blah. They believe he's the boss. We don't know whether he's necessarily the boss. Like many of the different parents could make, you know, the ones higher up in the cult with the keys, they might all make out to their children that they're all the boss. This is Laura Herlocker, who took me to court along with Ricky Dearman, but not really around anymore, are you, Laura? You didn't really try much after bringing my mum back in 2015 and then taking me to court in 2018. Kind of lost steam a little bit. But if you type in Hampstead I'm sure it was in. Why is it not sharing? Finding my Brave browser. Home. How do we go home? How do you go home on Brave? Right, open up new window. Okay. Sorry. New window. Oh crap. So this is what AI is telling us now as a initial response to if you ask it about the retraction interviews of the Hampstead case. Unfortunately, it's still referring it to it as the Hampstead hoax, which is a little glitch in. So it's got that from Wikipedia still saying that they're false allegations. So it was actually taken off Wikipedia for about 7 years. It was up. They had the cover up narrative for about 2015 to 2017. And then until about 2024, until the Channel 4 documentary came out, there was no mention of the Hampstead case or the hoax fake narrative on the Wikipedia. And then the Channel 4 documentary came out and someone managed to get it up there again with all that on there. But it's kind of, I haven't even tried getting it off at this point. We've been busy with other official documents. I mean, it would have been great, but it's only so much hands on deck. And yeah, we'll get that sorted. And Wikipedia are going to be held accountable for their ignorance. But look at what AI is on our side now. The September 17th, 2014 police retraction interview of witness G, a child involved in the Hampstead case, has been analysed as a transparent attempt to discredit the child's allegations of abuse, with the interview's conduct suggesting a cover-up rather than a genuine investigation. The interview, which lasted 24 minutes, began with 5 minutes of non-questioning, where the officer established ground rules, a tactic seen as designed to bore and pressure the child into compliance. The officer's primary goal was reportedly to achieve retractions from the witness regardless of the truth, as evidenced by the predetermined nature of the questioning and the officer's repeated intimidation. The officer repeatedly pressured the child to retract claims of severe abuse, including the killing of babies and the existence of secret rooms, despite the child affirming the truth of these allegations multiple times. For instance, the child affirmed the dead baby's claim 7 times before being coerced into a retraction. The officer then introduced the film Zorro as a potential source of the child's claims, a narrative described as pure nonsense and ludicrous, given the detailed nature of the allegations and the physical injuries sustained by the children. The officer's failure to pursue details of the dead baby's claim, despite the child providing them, is cited as evidence of a deliberate strategy to avoid exposing the truth. The interview also revealed a pattern of intimidation, including the officer's repeated statement, "Look, if you haven't been telling the truth, if you haven't been telling lies, it's okay. Everything will be all right, as long as you just tell the truth now, okay?" This was interpreted as a veiled threat, implying that the child would face consequences if they did not retract their story. The officer's behavior was so extreme that he dropped the subject of abuse in a disabled changing room at a swimming pool when the child did not immediately retract the claim. A move seen as evidence that the officer's core objective was to destroy the witness's credibility, not to investigate the allegations. Despite the child's apparent retraction of all claims, analysis of the interview transcript indicates that the claim regarding the swimming pool, so this is very unsubstantial. There was nowhere near apparent retraction of all claims. So this is AI has gone a little bit off tilt there, as it's trying to sound a bit cleverer than it is. I think trying to make out that it's got the full context. But anyway, the interview continued another 10 minutes after the child's final statement. But yeah, it just goes on about that. But yeah, so basically, AI is coming round. AI is picking up information off of more reliable, actually honest, intentional sites and stuff like that. So that's a good sign. Who's saying they're going to call Sam? Yeah. If you had any other of my other siblings, I would. I can't be going to giving you any of their numbers, but you are strictly forbidden from calling Zoe again. But any of the others, yeah, if you can get hold of their numbers, I'll give you give you permission to call any of them, but not Zoe. But anyways, let's just get back to proceedings.
This is one of the first people I reached out to. When I was starting to find out people didn't know
that was this was just for Jupiter. This little bit. And the audio, it didn't come through as clear as the it's irrelevant to this point right now. It's just for the moment. I'm so looking forward to this. It's going to be exciting. This is going to be when we let's get my face off here. It's when we start getting more and more people that we can trust with assisting in all the historical, the recent past evidence, and just so much material and crimes day in day out crimes, just so people could have a panel and somewhere to go and pretend to be either anonymous or not in a physical presence of somebody that they could just abuse and get kicks off because it raises their hormone levels and makes them feel something.
That's how I've been like for years. I'm not seeing much. That's why I might it's not the fact that you have a chance. So my supporters asked me to create a GoFundMe, which I did. I went to see no one really
Versus.
people, but then when it's one day together, and of course, while we find a temporary accommodation, you need to help and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
please do, yeah.
I don't want to go. I really don't want to go in on Stephen Yaxley Leonard.
I will be playing this bit to because my dad's my mum and dad, my dad particularly has got obviously being from LU postcode ourselves, Bedfordshire, on the outskirts of Luton. They do have a big thing against Tommy Robinson's behaviour over the past few decades. So yeah, he'll be very interested to hear this bit as well. So I'll be playing that to him particularly, and maybe the police, but we'll decide at the time whether this is relevant. Then
And too much. I'm
I don't need to play it now.
He's not really he either lie. What's going on? They seem to all the time, and I think propaganda shooting themselves to the Jeremy Corbyn's proper way. There were so many people and it could get citizens arrested now in wait first. Fancy that, and all of these. No, what the fuck? Non-stop fucking fall up between her. The synagogue of Satan all over is literally falling on its ass. But again, rather than overcomplicating anything, really, I'm just gonna focus mainly on court and church. Well, I mean, that's what I'm doing anyway, isn't it? So. Look at you flapping. You sent no, they weren't. And like she has a copy. They're out there in the ether already. They were presented, the same way as all Muslims.
Court, church, and schools. Yeah, I love the way you pointed out earlier that how connected the churches are largely in this country still to schools. So significant, and the courts overpin it all because they're the ones that implement the what do you call it, the thingies. The procedure thing is, I think what that word I mean, the criteria, procedures, something, foundations.
Listen, the stuff that people are trying to tell me didn't happen, it's already out there on record anyway. It's just ridiculous. You are trying so hard to lie to our faces. Again, this is why that was so relevant. What Mr. Lennon did to Russell. I'll go back and find it actually. I was just watching it in disbelief, and he's not trying this to his face. He was though. He actually was. He was trying to. It was literally like Luke. It was like Luke trying to tell me what's happening in Israel. That's how it felt. That scenario. It was just so surreal, but it's so desperate. I mean, Israel itself would have just fucking done again. I can't even be asked to go into it. It's just unreal, all of it. All my far left crap is bullshit. What? Because Adam Lashbrook, the convicted animal abuser who is running around bigging up IDF and he's obsessed with my children because he's a paedophile supporter and most likely a paedophile himself, probably killed his missus because you said so. The whole world's going to believe you. That's pretty much what the world's done. That's why the world's as fucked up as it is, because people like me have been bullied the fuck out of by nonsense like this and nobody did anything. So now loads of people like me are dead already anyway. So the people that would stand up for you are dead because you didn't stand up for them. See? And the world's gone to shit. This is where we are. So I'm going to keep standing up for myself. I can do that. No issues whatsoever. But I mean, now it's just me and them, innit? It's just me and them in my face all the time and still nobody but people like that coming to join it. And thank you, Esau. Thank God, after all the chaos. And I don't believe that if all of that chaos hadn't have happened, I don't believe Esau would have had a problem with me. I don't believe that would happen. I don't believe anybody on the internet would have known I existed if it hadn't been concocted by chaos merchants. That's what's going on. That's what propaganda is. That's what influence is. You're fucking called influencers to not see how this has all just happened, completely by design, and that people are just literally just walked into the roles. It's just insane. Quite insane. Walked into the roles and then still tried to argue that they're righteous in their hosting Satan and all of the satanic shit that's gone on and fucked up the planet. That there's
And this was all just a bit of an accident, but I just let it play out because I can't remember what happened. But I was looking at the other YouTube to see if anyone was live, and then I found your case files being uploaded, so I started going through them at the same time, and I realised on and off that it was recording through the same window thing, because I don't often use this type of specific rectangle recording. Usually I just share a screen, and if you go to another browser, it will just make this screen go blank rather than sharing from the other browser. But this one actually shared the other browser. It was kind of cool. I worked with it in the end.
still righteous because they're the centre of attention. Because the anonymous people are stroking their egos and paying them, it must mean that they're the most important and the most correct. But it doesn't matter because Judith doesn't care. She doesn't care about you or me or children or anything or even herself, because she's already said it a few times. She could ask herself, whatever. She doesn't care. So she's just going to take all the space, all the attention. She's going to literally snuff out other real life people who do care because she doesn't care and she just wants to sit there and have her ego stroked because she's really important and Tommy. You understand? And that's why the world's perfect. Because it's just going on all around us all the time, this madness. It's just one big fucking mess, isn't it, at the moment? And it's because of cunts like, hang on. Oh, that's the wrong one. Bear with me. Well, how many? I can get a few on screen at once. How's that happened? I didn't know I could do this. Sorry, I'm learning new tricks. I don't know something's changed again. I'm just learning things I didn't know I could do before. Okay, excellent stuff. Oh no, that's not quite what I was going for. Okay.
I don't know how to control it when I've got so many. Okay, I'm gonna have to play around a little bit. But there's either a new feature or I've just accidentally slipped into something I didn't know I could do there. That's okay. We'll figure this out as we go along. Not an issue. Yeah. So because of this woman paying, like literally paying in broad daylight, and then Athena, we're going to get into what the fuck. What was Athena? What is Athena? Is Athena Mandy? Why is it that you could only ever speak to Athena via Lyndon Warden and voice notes on Twitter? I mean, what the fuck? But Athena and Mandy are so important. They're funding everything, and they've got they are the be all and end all authority on what's allowed to go on social media. Yeah. Because they're called Kosher Mouse and Kosher Mouse Club, because they've literally put Kosher Mouse. We haven't even started on Mouse. Haven't even started. And here we are again. Look. All day, every day, for all of the years since he first sent the police round to my house, telling the police that I was abusing my children with a perfectly legal substance you can buy on Amazon. Okay, it is literally sold to drink. So obviously perfectly safe for human consumption. It's sold to drink as water purification, isn't it, Adam Lashbrook? Yet, if I used it to get rid of my daughter's ear infection, which he did do overnight by using it topically on her ear, Adam Lashbrook phones the police and destroys my life, even though he'd already told, you see, that I'm a good mum. If something happened and upset Adam Lashbrook, then he decided actually that I was a child abuser and that he had to destroy my life. And then it's all the people like Clay on Mills and everybody else that's run with his lies, Omar, Brian, all of this, Wendy, all of this about me abusing my children has come from this cunt who actually said I was a good mother before he started those rumours. So there's only still nobody's got an apology, no, after all of these fucking years of abuse based on lies from a paedophile. I've still not heard one fucking I'm sorry, Kaylee, not one. I'm still fucking waiting. Not for long though.
And again, that bit I may slow it down to normal speed, which is 75 speed on here, to get the point across when I'm playing it to people.
So if I can't you privates, then I can't you fascists. Bullets fly away today, but we'll forget it all again. Anyone's good for them to think that turns me into got this one layer. And if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. And if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Will be next, will be next, will be next. Gravity keeps my head down, or is it maybe shame? Being so young and being so vain. Will be next.
Okay, I am actually, I didn't realise what the time was, and I need to get back. Jake's got a live set for but I think we'll just end it on this comment. I mean, like, we're going to have to really delve into psychology, because obviously there's, I mean, not only is there just so many mental health crises, for so many obvious reasons, as far as I'm concerned, there's so much needs to be addressed psychologically with people. But I mean, we have to just start dealing with things and using common sense, discernment, truth, facts, evidence. Lawful process is a really important one. There's a very, very, very simple way to establish the truth, and that's what we need to get back to everywhere across the board. In our conversations with each other, and again, the rules of commerce, the maxims of commerce. What commerce is, AJ here will tell you it doesn't apply to people, but what is commerce? It's trade and engagement and exchange between people. That's exactly what it fucking is. From sex to conversation to trading goods. That's why we've had these maxims as our rules of the sea, you might say, but that is also technically what the internet is, a place with a mixture of different jurisdictions or a lack of jurisdiction. That's the common consensus of rules that we all adhere to, because that's what God told us to do. Okay, that's the simplified version. You can have these all these conversations need to be had, don't they? But that's what we're dealing with, the essence of how those laws have come about. Okay, now if people like to know anybody that's involved on the world stage has to abide by, it's just as simple as that. The same as like so many other things that are just being ignored. But really, all of these things just tie off nicely when people understand it and collectively enforce these things, which is what we need to get to. But again, this all starts on a very individual level, doesn't it? So when we're witnessing conversations and disagreements, again, this is where court comes in. We're only supposed to need a court if we can't sort these things out by using lawful process amongst ourselves. We should imagine life is just like one big long court and church in process all of the time. We should be not just focusing on Sunday or our hearing. We should be focusing about our everyday life all the time, so that we don't have to end up in these buildings.
So if God doesn't exist, Lucifer is just a man's creation, you're saying, of just evil, just for the sake of it. So it's I mean, I've got my own views on what Lucifer is and Saturn, Satan, Jupiter, Lucifer, Saturn, Satan. But you're saying that you've assigned yourself to the Lucifer character. For what reason, Adam? The family Lashbrook, no longer called that, no longer called AJ, potentially changing your name all the time. And Lucifer's known as the deceiver, wasn't he? So, or the light bringer of the false light bringer. And selfishness. Well, it's when one aligns too much with their own Jupiter and doesn't go to the source and just creates the fantasy, which is why the 12th house co-ruled by Jupiter and Neptune is fantasy, which that house can represent love in its perfect state, but it can also represent self-indulgence in the imagination and idleness and laziness and not making right decisions, or it's just stalling because not opening up to the truth, which is Aquarius. Aquarius is the one before, which is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, which is like the future. Can be genius, can be divine intelligence, but it can also be insanity and manipulation if it falls into the in the negative aspects of it. Then it can be wanting to insecurity and just wanting to have not knowing what to do with the knowledge and not realizing. So that's why we need the balance of the masculine and feminine. We need to sorry, these horrible comments, I'm trying not to read them at the same time, but it's just showing yourselves up. You're just trying to destroy us psychologically. You're just sick. What's this one? Unless they played a gun and pointed at them. What's that responding to? You're just total, just psychological. Think you're. This is just paedophile behavior. Just is so blatant. Just tell other people about their lives. Make up assertions about people's lives, and let's particularly target their abuse and try and demean and belittle their abuse. And Michaela Omnivosa doesn't care. She doesn't pay any attention to who this male vile disgusting paedophile might be, acting totally on his own accord. This isn't mind control or I'm pressured into doing this. This is you're making these decisions. I'll put money on it. I don't put money on things, but I'll guarantee that you are going out your way. You're not under any duress to come here and write these vile things. You're just trying to save your own fucking paedophile ass. Oh, such a hilarious statement, isn't it? I've never married anyone who was violent towards me. Oh, wow. You are just so authentic and sincere. Yeah. Any kids watching this, take some advice off the real Danny West, not Leon. This is the only account he's ever owned, not. He's had multiple accounts under the name Danny West, and an account named Kaylee in Chains, where he then claimed to be a woman called Kaylee, made a woman actually do a small audio recording, which she has never turned up since, never turned up with Danny West at the same time. Only after near the end of her little stint, or his little stint pretending to be her, did he even say that he was called Kaylee. Before then, he just didn't even piece two and two together that it was blatant that he was here just specifically for an intimidation technique, and he didn't even try and let on that his name was Kaylee until the very last minute, where he thought, "Oh yeah, shit, I've got to try and say my name's Kaylee now." It's just total rubbish. It was just thank you. I mean, there's only so much. We're not going to be doing these streams so much more in. Oh, I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of reviews, I suppose, and we are going to be doing but I think we are going to be doing stuff more in private in places as well, because. But at the same time, it's just epic to just keep documenting you forever. But hopefully you'll be actually locked up in prison by the time we're actually into the main bulk of things, and we actually have the case will be concluded, and then we can get on with the actual work of tidying up and putting YouTube to rights, really, if YouTube's going to stay about, which I suppose it should do in some respects, because but it just needs, obviously, we can't be funding animal abuse industries that are advertising things like KFC and McDonald's and things like that. I mean, McDonald's is going to get exposed for a lot more horror, I think, that's going to go public regarding McDonald's on many, many fronts. So I'll be in jail sooner. Or in jail sooner. Okay. Jack D. The Flappy Monster. Jake, you do flap some bar. Well, yeah, where's my other phone? Oh, there it is. Let's make sure I haven't missed a message from you. Nope. Cool. Yeah, do message if you the sun's come out here. I don't know if you want me to just continue this another time, Kaylee, while you've got an hour of sunshine or something. I don't know what the weather's like there, but you are the biggest one for doing that, you hypocrite. I forgot what we were talking about. What we were for doing what? Not sure. Not sure what that's referred to. Kaylee love McDonald's. Are you trying to tell her to? Kaylee love McDonald's. Not sure what that was laughing at. Did I say a joke? Kaylee treats nice people like shit, and then they eventually give up on her. It's just so weak. I want to find out who you are, Wallace, and fucking smash your head in. No, I just want to look at you and think, this is what creates these words. I just want to see what you look like, and just be like, wow, this is the sort of person that writes these things. But yeah, text in private if you want to say what if you've got any suggestions of plans. My leader of Uggs. Jake, you are so fake, Andy Queer. She got rejected. Is this from you, Adam? Is this like the comment? Oh, is this because of the comment on screen? How do we get these ones off screen now? That hilarious Kaylee. That hilarious Kaylee knows. So this is saying that Kaylee's hilarious. That hilarious Kaylee knows it was her that got rejected multiple times. No, Adam, we've got the whole process recorded of how she got groomed into this arena and was so brave to hang about and try and figure out what the fuck you all were. Why the fuck you all were. What the fuck we all know what you are now. At the time, all we found out was that people were sending videos to our group of you making these abusive, clipping bits of Kaylee talking to people, clipping, With me, it's more just making violent MK Ultra 666 videos about me. With Kaylee, it was a proper assassination attempt on her personal life. Mine, I suppose it was just, I mean, you tried ringing my mum. It's a bit different when someone's got their own family. It's like compared to when they're still living with their parents. It's a very different dynamic. When someone's a female to when someone's a male, it's a very different dynamic. And it's just horrific what you've done. And we're 10 years down the line, and we're finally getting recognition, and things are changing. Yeah. So I'm gonna knock this one off at 3 hours on the dot, and we'll pick it up. So at least I know that this has taken a lot longer than I would have originally planned for the presentation to be. So I'm going to have to, when I work through the presentation each time, I'm just going to have to let them know to try and keep me on track. But obviously, we went off onto other things. We shared a lot of different things, didn't we? So, and that included some songs at the beginning as well, since I went live. So it is what it is. And we got, I mean, I was reading your comments as well. I'm not going to be reading any of your bullshit when I'm presenting this to people. It's just going to be the comments that are on screen. So we'll speak to you soon. They knew I had 3 children and terrorized me that they weren't safe. Exactly. It's that alone is so fucking sick. And now we've got the upper hand. Now I come along to support my Kaylee in her work. And like I say, I forgive myself for getting myself a fucking gagging order and being on drugs myself, escaping. So I'm now off of all of that stuff. I'm now off my gagging order. I'm now strong as fuck. Totally attuned with attuning myself ever better every day. And just getting this job done and rescuing you all from yourselves and rescuing children all from you and putting an end to this. You hero, not Jake. Well, if that's what Wallace says, I think that means that I am a hero, definitely. So thank you for the confirmation, Wallace. Goodbye. But okay, he doesn't need a hero, but I came along and wanted to be a hero anyway, and I'll just do everything I can to be the best hero I can. And we'll just turn Kaylee into an absolute super quadruple hero, as she ever always was anyway. See you later, innit? Trust me, fam.